Not the norm, but we're gonna do it early Saturday morning, man. We doing a show real quick. I got Danny Savage. How you doing, man?
Peace. What's up? Good morning. Can't complain. I'm breathing. You know what I'm
For
saying?
sure. For
Another
sure.
day.
Glad you got over that bug you had, man.
Yeah, just a little one. I'm good.
I don't want to say the word, but do you take the? Did you get the jabs?
I did. I did.
Ooh.
I had to for work reasons.
Oh yeah, you was. I forgot your what your field was. That's right.
I had to.
Yeah,
You
you was
know.
around. You was around public all day. That's right. I forgot the field you was in. Yeah.
And I know what everyone's opinion on it is, but if you lived up here and saw the fucking carnage,
Oh,
yo,
we
you
saw. We
you
saw it on
you
the
would be
internet.
online
Oh
waiting to
my
get the
god.
shot if
We
you
saw it
saw
on.
the news.
We saw it on the internet. Oh my god, it was.
I think we're having some technical difficulties, which will be straightened out shortly. You're back. You're
I
back.
got a phone call. I normally put my phone on airplane mode. Title is crazy, man. Nate Dogg, man. You know, I you made a point last night on that ridiculous show Cowboys Corner had. They're probably the second most ridiculous talking crazy I ever seen. You made a point. You said you see why people hate the Cowboy fan base. We can go get an 80-year-old man in the Cowboy fan base will say we're going to the Super Bowl. It's so sad. Just watching that show last night. I'll spare y'all the time and the grievance. Don't go watch it. I'm gonna make a few points. Go watch it and run his views up, but put it on mute. Go watch. Click on it to get corner the view, but don't listen to it. It'll piss you off in a bad way. Man, listen. So I can't reiterate how many times we've been down this road. 1980, what's up, man?
What's up? What's
Let
up?
me know if you want to come on, 80. I'll drop the link. So we done been down this road. I don't know how many times when it comes to receivers and running backs and um it's just the same old thing. Last corner Cowboys Corner talking crazy last night was a show of fool's gold, wishful thinking, paying for the same rodeo you've seen 1,000 times, the same bull, flip the same person over, going to the monster truck show, seeing the grave digger flip his monster truck. That's always cool though. But it's the same thing. Yeah, like if y'all ever watch in the '90s, I grew up watching, the strongman competition on ESPN. You knew what Magnus was gonna do. You knew he was gonna win. You know
Right?
what I'm saying? Like we knew that. We knew what we was gonna get when we watched that. We knew what we got. We were gonna watch Gladiators. We knew what we was gonna get, but we watched it anyway. This is the same crap we've seen over and over again. I'm gonna always be by my stance. 80 pretty much got the same stance. Savage, Eshan. This is like you said. You get a guy like Pickens when you're 1, 2 players away. And everybody that typically do that wins. The Rams use that philosophy. The Eagles use that. Even though they drafted good, they still use that philosophy to go get. What did Saquon do? Got them a Super Bowl. Got them there. Got them there. Dude, last night, y'all know me. I don't shy away from names. I don't know what his real channel is, but they call him Big Fella. He says he's an old school fan. Dude said he don't give a damn about draft picks. He said they just brush on somebody really address defense's corner, and even then he would just tap it just so you couldn't kind of attack him on that part. They saying they pretending like this year is the year. He said all he care about is a winning record, getting to the. That would make sense if we had a team that could actually do that. You know, we are so far away from where we need to be. I don't know how y'all can look at these players who a guy and Tyler Guyton admitted last year wasn't a good year. What you think? How good? It's still a learning process for him. He's not Tyron Smith who can switch sides on tackle and just be great. That's rare. You rarely see that. You rarely see that. It's as a fan, it ain't like we personally upset with people. It's like that family member that comes to the barbecue and they just gonna mess up the vibe. Like you still my family, but man, you always do this. And that's where I'm at with it when it comes to some of the stuff that's said out here. It's always like, bro, you my family, I love you, Deb, but why every time you come here you gotta get drunk and talk crazy? Why you gotta talk ridiculous every time you come here? Champ, what up?
What's
What's
up?
up, gentlemen? How y'all doing?
Good, good,
What's
good.
up? What's up? Listen, it's okay to be excited about the Pickett's trade. That's what Jerry wants. You've already done enough for Jerry. You're excited about the trade. They talked about the jersey pre-order sales, which is what Jerry wants. The ticket sales. Jerry's going for Showtime. He's already bought. So y'all already talking about Super Bowls this year. Y'all did exactly what Jerry wanted y'all to do. I do not understand how y'all don't. And they try to say, and salute to G. I like G Hunter because he speaks truthfully, but he's still a little bit. But G Hunter he speaks truthfully sometimes. He said he don't. He said a true rebuild of him is quarterback. No, that doesn't. No, that's not true. When you rebuild an engine, you don't get rid of the block. That's just replacing the whole engine. If I'm finna rebuild a 388 or a 454 or a 355 or a 455 engine, I'm keeping my big block. I'm just rebuilding everything around it to make it better. So a rebuild don't necessarily mean your quarterback gone this year. This team is in a rebuild. I'll hop in a few. Okay, this team is in the rebuilding stage until we can get rid of the quarterback. Now, if you tell me there's a crack in my block, like there's a crack in our quarterback position. If there's a crack in my block, then I gotta take the block out. Now I can't use that no more. It's a crack in it. Something happened to it. It's a crack in our block with Prescott, but we just can't afford a mechanic to replace it right now. We can't afford it. We can't do that. We can't replace that. So we got to keep this same crack block and want these pieces around it. I don't care if you got a new turbo. I don't care if you got a new. It don't matter what you got. There's a crack in your there's a crack in your block, so your engine not gonna run how it's supposed to. A rebuild it don't gotta be every position right now. A rebuild happens over time. We can get every position over the next few years until we can get a new quarterback. That doesn't mean because we're not getting a new quarterback this year that we're not in a rebuild.
Yeah.
So, and that's no shade to G Ham because he cool. I follow him on TikTok and all that. But I'm just saying a rebuild don't necessarily mean every piece change in 1 year. That's the point Savage was trying to make about only having, as of right now, 5 picks for next year. And they said they don't care. They said they care about right now.
They said F them. We want to
They
win
said
now.
they said screw it. You cannot do like that. You can that's not how you build a team. You don't build a team like that. When Philly realized they couldn't win with Wentz, it was over. He was a first rounder. They had technically won 2 without him. He was on the team with the first one, but Nick Foles won that.
And like I would like to see how Dallas is going to pay all these free agents we have because their last year we got about 6, 7 prime free agents, and then we got 31 players with 1-year contracts on our team. I mean,
Dog.
and then what blows my mind the most is when you have content creators speak on college players they never seen play or even NFL free agents they never seen play. So why you like what are you talking about? If you that's like you're talking about a girl walking down the street but you never saw her. Like you're just making noise, man. Just making noise, looking for clicks, looking for views.
So
People.
I'm gonna address a few points from that live. I'm gonna go with the first one. And Champ, you called me a minute ago, so since you called me about this certain topic, I'm gonna go with this one. There was a comment made on Talking Crazy last night Savage trying to prove a point about, productivity, being elite at the position. They trying to differentiate pass rush and defensive end. It's such bull crap. They trying to differentiate like it's not the same thing. Champ, what in your position, in your opinion, Champ, what is a pass rusher and where do they normally line up from? What's up, 80?
What's up, guys? My bad.
So,
What's
He's
up, Abe?
showing, so
Now,
get out of here. My phone. Go ahead.
now in the 4-3, your number one pass rusher normally is on the left side because the majority of the quarterbacks are right-handed,
Mm-hmm.
and that pass rusher is going to be from the left side. That's your pass rusher on the 4-3. In the 3-4, it's the outside linebacker. Is normally your pass rusher. Now, the topic at hand, we talking about Parsons. What is Parsons' position? Now, I know the Cowboys got him as defensive end, outside linebacker, but that's what the Cowboys got him at. But seeing Parsons with his size, Parsons is not a 4-3 type defensive end. He's more of a, if you're going to be correct about it, more of a 3-4 type outside linebacker if you want to play him like that. Me personally, if the Cowboys want to run a 4-3, you have to move him around to different spots so that the defenders cannot put their hands on him because really, Parsons, he's light on the ass. Too light on the ass. I mean, have his hand on the ground to be a defensive end. I mean, to be honest, I've never seen Parsons in coverage as a linebacker. Only time I've seen Parsons react is going straight after the quarterback. And ever since then, that's what the Cowboys label him as.
Okay. So I asked that because last night there was a topic on Talking Crazy where, they were talking about paying him and whoop, and Savage proposed the question of who would you take, Micah Parsons or Myles Garrett? And of course, big fella who always talk crazy said he'd take Micah Parsons over Myles Garrett.
It depends on what your system is.
I'm not taking Micah Parsons over Myles Garrett in any system.
Mm-hmm.
He's a dude. See, when I talk about disrupting a whole offense, that's what Myles Garrett is.
Yep.
That's why he make the money he make. What's up, Chris? Myles Garrett disrupts a game. Him, and Donald, TJ Watt, guys like that be deciding factors on wins and losses. And Big Fella also said he'd take TJ Watt over Parsons. Big Fella also said Parsons came back after the injury like he had his hair on fire, and he only had 2 sacks after that injury. See, here's the thing. We got to stop going into this deep realm of just automatically defending someone because they're on this team. That's what Jerry wants us to do. And we got to start holding players accountable. We got to start holding these people accountable. It's just not that. And then Corner told me, well, I said, how you going to say Myles Garrett is better defensive end than Micah Parsons? Oh, I didn't say it. I said he was a pass rusher. Man, there's no title on the depth chart at position that says the word pass rusher. The Dallas Cowboys website has Micah Parsons as a defensive end. Our defensive ends chart is Ernest Brown, that Donovan Boyd, Dante Fowler, Marshawn Nealon, Micah Parsons, and somebody, Peyton Turner, and all these other guys, Sam Williams. I don't see the word pass rusher nowhere. I don't see PR. He's labeled as a defensive end. And for old boy to say that he's better, that he take Myles Garrett over him, and then he try to say they play 2 different positions. This is the stuff I be talking about. This is the goalpost moving I be talking about. That's ridiculous. They play the same position. Micah Parsons lines up and with his hand in the dirt as a defensive end. As a defensive end. And you said you take him over. That's the ridiculousness I be talking about. I'm gonna let Savage talk because he was part of this. You cannot sit up there and just talk about Corner gave this offense an A+. We haven't even seen this offense play. We haven't seen neither one of these running backs play. This new offensive line we got set up. We don't know what Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. And like he said, he made a point of, well, we had a running back. It was a 50-50. We could throw the 50-50 ball when has Dak been that type of guy that could throw the 50-50 ball? He's never been that guy. My problem is, like I said, we talk with delusion. We talk with wishful thinking. And instead of just keeping that part to ourselves and getting online and saying what's really real, we say the most outlandish and ridiculous stuff ever. And it just makes no sense. It makes no sense. You can't sit up there and say this offense is A+. You haven't seen this offense play. You haven't seen this offense take a snap. There's nothing A+ about it. We got, like Savage said, 2 questionable tackles. Both of them. Both are questionable. We don't know. We don't know what Booker's going to be in the NFL. So what's A+ about it, man? And it just blows my mind. That whole live stream just blew my mind. And I really hate when we instead of educating, we just attack. Instead of educating or instead of listening, we just attack and we agree and we applaud with what's aligned with our opinion when we should just be assessing what we've seen, what we hope is going to happen, and what we have. You can't say, Corner mentioned a point, said Mike McCarthy, he said he's bought in because Jerry has given Shoddy more than he's given Mike McCarthy. And his points were, we needed a number 2 last year. He didn't go get it. Now he got in one. We had Zeke last year. Now we drafted running back. Newsflash. Last time we needed a number 2, we went and got Amari Cooper for Jake. He's done this before. This ain't nothing new. This ain't nothing new. What were we gonna do? Put Mingo there?
2 weeks ago, he said Phil Moffitt from Clemson is going to get cut. Now he's talking good about him. But 2 weeks ago, he said he's going to get. I don't forget a thing, bro.
So Savage, what was your takeaway from a few of those topics about last night?
I could have spoke to my dog and had a better conversation about football. When someone would tell me they'll take J.J. Watt over Michael Parsons, there's an issue. When someone tells me they'll take Myles Garrett over Michael Parsons.
No, you mean Michael Parsons over Myles Garrett.
Yeah, there's an issue. When they're telling me the wide receiver 2 is more of a problem than our lack of defensive tackles, that's an issue to me. When we're in a complete rebuild and yet we send 2 high draft picks, it's ironic. Does anyone ever notice except me? Jerry only trades for wide receivers because he wants to put points on the board. He rather lose, 14-35 than 14-0. At least there's some points on the board. Everyone came to the stadium, drank their piss warm beer and cold hot dog. You know what I'm trying to say? So, but this team only every 10 years only does a big trade for wide receivers. It started with Joey Galloway, 2 number 1s for him. Then it went to Roy Williams, a 1 and something else, I believe. Amari Cooper. Now it's George Pickens. And I asked the one guy, I go, how many games did you see George Pickens play? And he goes, I seen 20 of them.
He said, I seen them all. Get out of here.
I'm like, bro, come on, man. If you cannot sit and give someone an unbiased, in every game I watched of him, he was on a different team. I'm just watching football, looking at him. If you cannot give someone an unbiased opinion, you should just be quiet. I'm like, you don't think he ran lazy routes? You don't think he quit on routes? You don't think, he was the number 1 in Pittsburgh. He had no one to throw him the ball, this and that. And I'm just like, listen, bro, and then they're like, we can start our rebuild next year.
Yeah, he did say
that. I'm like, so you want to start your rebuild next year with 5 draft picks and 31 free agents? It's like your cat. It's like your cat pissing on the floor and you kick your dog. It doesn't even make sense, bro. But it's like I said, I could have had a more intelligent conversation with my dog last night. But honestly, that is the reason why our fan base is the number 1 hated fan base in the world, because I'm just being honest, man, and I say the truth even when I lie. Dallas Cowboy fans are delusional. They're the kind of guy that gets a girl's number, and if she texts him like once a week, oh, she's into me, she likes me, like they go all in, supercharged, man. They're like, oh, there's a chance? You're telling me there's a chance? No, bro. There's one thing when you're a Dallas Cowboy. You win the Super Bowl, or the season was a failure. I don't want to hear about stats. I want championships. But I'll say it once and I'll say it again. There's a big portion of our fan base. They'd rather see Dak Prescott win MVP versus the Dallas Cowboys win a Super Bowl championship. Whatever.
Right.
It is, man.
Right. What's up, Charlene? Aguilar, you're absolutely right, and that's the point Savage was making about the defensive tackle. 19A, let me ask you a question. When you think of a rebuild, when you know a team is in a rebuild, what's the likelihood of your success during that rebuild?
It's very limited. It's growth. It's growth. It's a growing, learning process. It's like teaching a child how to ride a bike. I remember teaching my boys how to ride a bike, and when they were pedaling, I'm like, pedal, and I'm running behind them. I'm the one that's doing all the work. I'm holding the seat, running behind them, and as soon as they realize I let go, boom, they fall. So it's a building, learning process. Those things take time. They're not gonna learn how to ride that bike in one day. They're not gonna learn how to ride that bike quickly. It takes time. I don't have long, so I'm just gonna say what I gotta say out of respect.
Okay.
Because I got a showing to do at 12 o'clock. I got like 30 minutes. But like I said in my videos, and I haven't made too many videos, and I don't go on too many people's live stream. Probably, you corner, whatever, you guys. I have to really be mindful of what I listen to, because it can become ridiculous. And I think the most important word that I used was desperate. The Dallas fan base, they are desperate. They are so desperate that they'll say anything to make themselves, to pacify themselves and make themselves feel better. We've been losing for so long. That's our culture. We talk about culture. Our culture is the Dallas Cowboy fan base. Jerry has twisted it around on us, and we don't even realize it. He's able to do little things and make us think that we're going to a Super Bowl, to dig in our pockets, to run through them raggedy ass doors at AT&T Stadium, like I always say. And that's what it's about. That's our culture. And our culture is supposed to be, like Savage just said, winning Super Bowls. We stats. I think we're over the stat thing, because it didn't produce results. And that's another word that's very important, that should be important with Cowboy fans, is results. You want to see results. You want to see the fruits of your labor. My man Chris, he's a college man. I don't know if he's graduated or not. About to graduate. About to graduate.
I graduate in December.
See what I'm saying? So now we're going to see the results. Pretty soon, we're going to see the results of his hard work, dedication, and labor. That took time for him to do that. That took years for him to do that. He went through a lot financially, mentally, spiritually, all that shit, man. It takes time to do that. It took about two years for the Cowboys back in the 90s to build and grow and be on the same page and be in cahoots with each other to get in a good rhythm to win a Super Bowl. It didn't happen in one, I think, season. And I think people are just so desperate. They're so desperate for a change and for a win that they'll believe anything. We've seen this before, guys. How many times do I gotta say that? We've seen this rodeo before. We went to the movies and said, I've seen this movie before. And we already know what the outcome could be. But if you have any type of difference in opinion of their opinion, which is in the Bible somewhere, I haven't seen it, but it's in the Bible. Oh, you're not a Cowboy fan. You're wrong. You're this, you're that. But We haven't won a Super Bowl in 30 years. So nobody's method has worked. It hasn't worked. It's not your method. It's their method. Nobody give a damn about what we talking about, man. Trust me. I don't care about whoever. If you got the most subscribers on YouTube, the most donations, all that, that don't say, I done said this a minute, that don't win Super Bowls, man. If I can get on here and get a 2,000 people watching my show and it helps them win a Super Bowl, I get on here every day, dog. Trust me. If I can get on here and have somebody donate a $5 donation and it'll win a Super Bowl, I get on here every 5 minutes. YouTube will probably block my goddamn channel because I'm on here too damn much. You get what I'm saying? So, if the stuff that they're doing, I get it. They're passionate. They're trying to be passionate. They want to win. They want to do what it takes. They want to, I used to do the same shit, man. I used to get on here, man, and waste my time and you know what I mean? Sacrifice time for my wife and kids, making videos, doing interviews, doing this, doing that, making videos. I still make videos time to time, but I haven't seen any results. Let's wait, man. Let's be patient. It's not going to kill you to be patient. It's not going to kill you to wait. All you got to do is be patient, man. And let it happen. If they good, if they talented, it'll work. If they're talented, it will work. But if not, okay, well, you were wrong. And that's okay, man. And I think that's another thing. I think that's another thing people are so concerned about is being wrong. Yeah. It's okay, man. It's okay, dog. If you're wrong about something, I don't give a damn how many baseball caps you got hanging behind you, backgrounds, jerseys, Dallas Cowboy condoms and shit hanging back around you. That don't win Super Bowls, man. I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of it, dog. Like that's why I couldn't watch it. I watched it for the respect of Corner to give him his view. And that's my boy. That's Fitz' boy. That's our boy. Love him to death. Been knowing him for over 10 years. So I got nothing but respect for Corner. Even though we don't see eye to eye sometimes about football, we still cool. We still chop it up afterwards. But if you ain't cool, if you don't say what them other cats want you to say, oh, it's a wrap. They don't want nothing to do with you. And see, that's where the twist comes in at. These Cowboys don't pay your bills, man. So if you wrong about something, that's fine. Say I've been right for 30 years. So me being wrong about the Cowboys, oh man, you was wrong, man. We all right. If Shotty comes in here and works a miracle and rubs a magic lamp 3 times and works a miracle and turn this team around in one season and get us to a Super Bowl, oh, that's the type of wrong I want to be. Good. I get on here and cam up and say, you know what, dog? Man, I was wrong. Shotty did his thing. But until then, I got that side eye, man. I got that side eye on you. I'm like, I don't know if he can do this shit. They ain't even got pads on yet. And these cats already talking about 1-2 punch with Pickens and Lamb and a running game and all this shit. Man, get over yourself, man. It's okay, dog. Them Cowboys, they don't give a shit about you, man. Guess what? They don't care if you buy a ticket or not. They don't care if you walk through them raggedy ass. They don't care if you take pictures at Frisco or not. They could care less. All they care about is digging in your pockets, man. And I had to figure that shit out the hard way a long time ago, before YouTube even existed. So I get on YouTube and do all this talking and, y'all are supporting and all this shit. When Dez got fired, I went to the Cowboy Stadium. I did interviews. I did all that. Go look it up, man. Yeah. I put hard footwork into this shit, man. This was a craft to me because I love the Cowboys and I love what they were doing back then. But now, no, man, I ain't gonna get them fools the satisfaction, man. They don't deserve it, dog. See, you giving the girl what she want, and she don't deserve it. She been cheating on you all these years, and you still giving her what she want. Don't give them what they want, man. Be smart about this shit, dog. This ain't what that is, man. We are horrible, man. Did y'all forget about what happened the last year, the year before, for 30 years? They forget real fast because they so comfortable with being Cowboy fans. They so comfortable with being a number one fan. They're so comfortable with the views and all that shit and the attention from other men, other grown men. That's kind of gay to me, dog. But you know what, man? I'm done, dog. I'm gonna get out of here before I get worked up. My relative just showed. My realtor just showed up. God bless y'all, man. Y'all keep doing what you do. Fifth, I'll holler at you later on, bro.
Good luck, 80. Good luck, man.
Yeah. Good luck,
Good luck.
1980.
Good luck.
Thanks, man.
Chris,
Thanks.
Chris, before I come to you, I just want to say something real quick. Matter of fact, it might skip because we got bad weather right now. But I got to show this. This is not a joke. I'm literally just now saying this. And I hate 80 had to leave so quick because I wanted him to see this too. But this is where we're at. Our fan base is excited. Let me show y'all. Let me see what it's not going to play, but I just want to show y'all. I know it's going to skip. It's not going to play right. But this says Cowboys, Brian Schottenheimer is literally bringing culture to the QB room. Schottenheimer, Dak, Joe Mill, Will Girl, Steve, Shimko, and their family spent time learning Greek traditional dancing.
I saw that this morning on X, man. I want to throw up.
Shaking my head.
What the
corner
fuck
number
does
saw
that
that
have to do
this
with
morning.
football?
Say what?
What the fuck does that have to do with football?
Bro,
It doesn't. Nothing.
so we got golf, we got dinner,
Paintball.
paintball. Now we got
Frisbee.
traditional dancing. And corner them said this is the traditional. This is changing. The first comment said, "I'm really trying to figure out how all of this got to do with translating to winning." So I'm glad some people understand it. Somebody said, "Am I the only one who got a feeling this is going to end as a disaster?" This is what they're excited about. Like 80 just said, no pads, no nothing. No nothing. It makes no sense that this is where we're at. We have literally nothing to talk about but what we would like and what we expect. But they get on here and say what's gonna happen. Corner said Jerry's gonna give Schottenheimer the keys. Corner said we're gonna run the ball. I like this comment right here. Nate Dogg said. He said, Big fella said Pickens was held back in Pittsburgh because of the OC. He said they did run pass. Then Shotty said he wanted to run the ball more. Exactly. But now he's making an excuse that Pickens was held back. But if they're gonna run the ball more, one Schottenheimer kind of hold him back too. But see, they want to run their mouth, man. Chris, what's up with you, brother?
It's going good. How about you?
Man, it's all good, man. You know, just a little quick Sunday live, man. Everything good.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you a question, man. Would you take Michael Parsons over Myles Garrett?
No. Myles Garrett is way better.
I was just trying to understand because they trying to say they play two different positions, and that's a lie.
No.
They
No, the
both
problem is, Fifth, what I see the difference between Myles Garrett and Micah Parsons, first off, Myles Garrett, like, not only that he knows how to sack the quarterback, but also he's a great, disruptor too. He's really good in the run as well. And Micah Parsons lacks that. And also, Myles Garrett weighs like 60 pounds more than Micah Parsons. Is it 50 or 60?
Probably 50.
Probably
50, yeah. Yeah. And Micah Parsons in the run, non-existent. And plus, I wouldn't even label Micah Parsons a defensive end, to be honest with you. He's more of a I would say outside linebacker, but he doesn't have the size for that too.
We've been screaming that for the last 3 years that he's a linebacker. I've been arguing with corner for years, but they since Dan Quinn, since after his first year, they moved him to DN on the depth chart. DN, he's gonna get paid like a DN, so I'm gonna grade him as a DN. You're not gonna try to use the word pass rusher to disguise his true position, so I can't compare him to other defensive end. No, he's a defensive end. He's gonna get paid like one. That's what the depth charts say, and he's nowhere near Myles Garrett or a TJ. He's not a game changer. He's not.
I said that last night. I said, show me one game that Micah has made a difference where he took control of the game. But besides, we all know his stats in playoff games. I think he has one sack. I think he has one sack.
Yeah, he had one sack.
But I go, name me one game where he's ever taken over. His hands are on his hips mid-season. He's out of breath. Must be eating some bad trim. He's you're the supreme 1% of athletes. You have all these television commercials. You have all this time. How are you that tired going one way? And it just shows you what when you have somebody, 50 pounds more leaning on you, chipping you, and then they say, oh, they bring up the holding call. So you're telling me Micah Parsons is the only defensive player in the history of football that's ever been called, that's ever been held, and then Corner brought out the statistics about now we even have Dallas Cowboy fans make their own statistics. It first it was the Dak interceptions, which one was his fault, which one wasn't his fault. Now the second Dallas one is how many times has Micah been held? That's an actual statistic now. That's our fan base. That's our fan base. Nothing
Yeah,
but
and Savage. Oh, and Savage, I want to add one thing. I'm 22, and even I know Micah Parsons not on the same level as Charles Haley. At least Charles Haley, grit, tough, and actually makes a difference in the game. And I was born in 2002, and even I know.
Yeah. Unfortunately, on the depth chart, there's not a label for H that says hybrid linebacker. He's labeled as a defensive end. I've been screaming for years. He's a linebacker. He's the size of a linebacker. He has the speed of a linebacker. But they play him right there. I want to read some David Helman said, and this goes to Eshan point about the culture. David Helman said, "I've been rolling my eyes this last week or so of the idea of culture change in Dallas." He said, but you can't change the culture at the job where the very involved bosses stay the same.
Exactly.
I knew Champ was going to speak up then.
Exactly. Because how in the hell, damn it, man, fuck it. How in the hell you supposed to have a culture change if you got Grandpa urine and his stupid ass son keep sticking their nose into something that they're supposed to belong? You know what? See, this pisses me off about billionaires. Just because a lot of times you looked up on some money, that doesn't make you a expert in anything. Jerry Jones, Steve Jones are not expert at building football teams. Marketing, yes. On the field, hell no. Every time the Cowboys, every 4 years, going back to 1996, when the Cowboys have enough superstar players that make it to the Pro Bowl, what do the Cowboys do? They oversaturate their jerseys at their stores. They put their pictures everywhere around the stadium in commercials. But what results did we get out of this? Nothing. We can't get past the divisional round, and it's the same old bull crap every damn year. I mean, you know what? Y'all saw this cycle. They said at the beginning of the season, Cowboys said we're going to Super Bowl. And about time in the season, people they all crying, crying and blowing stone boogers because of the Cowboys. It's the same old thing. It's like Groundhog Day. For the past 30 years, it's Groundhog Day. I'm not, man. At least before I leave this earth, before Jesus Christ come back, I at least want to see a Super Bowl again. I do, but it's not going to happen because of the Jones boys.
Those are facts, man. Sad.
Yeah.
How does culture change? Think about it. Last year when Zach went out with his injury, we put Brock Hoffman in. Everybody said, yo, Brock Hoffman's the man. He's number one. He's going to step in at right guard. Then we go out and draft Tyler Booker, who 90% of the Cowboy fans never watched the game, had no idea who he was. They anointed him without playing a single down, without putting on a helmet, without putting on shorts. They anointed him the starting right guard, and they anointed him his nickname, the Soul Snatcher. What the fuck are you kidding me, bro? If I was Brock Hoffman, I would walk in and say, I want to be traded right this second. So it's a joke, man. He looks great. And I don't even watch helmets and shorts. Everybody looks good in helmets and shorts. And people are saying, But like I said, people coming to Dallas, they get tagged, they get put up on a store, and they get entitled. Culture change? How do you take Hoffman's job away from him? Granted,
And
he job that got hurt. But now what did Hoffman do to get his job taken away? Don't you think they should have battled in practice to see? But yet, I mean, I get it. Your number one pick should start, but that's culture change by just
and remember,
rewarding someone?
and remember last year, they drafted Tyler Guyton and automatically put him at left tackle. And what the majority allow the Cowboys country to say, oh, he's a big dude. He's gonna be starting. He's gonna be great. He's gonna replace Tyron Smith. And you remember what I said? The Cowboys should start. They should have moved Tyron Smith over. Look what happened. Look what happened. And you still haven't fixed that position yet.
Yeah.
I mean, as crazy as it sounds, 2026, we easily can be drafted another offensive tackle. I'm serious in round one. I'm completely serious about that. As scary as that sounds, we could be drafting an offensive tackle in 2026.
I'm just like, it just bothers me. As like been doing this with Corner for so long that he gets on there and just agrees with that ridiculous rhetoric that these guys were spitting out. Mainly Big Fella. I'm gonna call his name because he just was outrageous. He wants to say that now that we got running backs that can throw the 50-50 ball. When has Prescott ever thrown the 50-50 ball? He tried to say Dez, but Eshan stepped up and said, man, Dez and Dak never really had a connection. And they didn't. He did, please. That ain't Dak's style.
I have a question. What guy was saying this last night? I didn't get a chance to rewatch because I had to leave her last night.
Dude called himself Big Fella.
Big fella. I'm about to go back.
He got
Is
a great
he a Dacaroni?
He's a Dak. He the one that called himself a Dacaroni. Him.
Oh, I wish I was on there last night. Man, I would have embarrassed him.
He was really talking crazy. The name of the show was
So
Perfect.
because I really want to debate him, man. I really do.
Corner also said that McCarthy lied to us because he said he wanted to run. McCarthy can only do what Jerry told him to do. McCarthy can only do. You can get up there and say what you want to do. Schottenheimer can say he's going to run the ball too. If Jerry says we're going to throw passes because we paid Lamb all this money and we're renting George Pickens, then we're going to throw the ball.
And you remember what he said last year? By paying Dak and CD, we're all in.
Like, give me a break. If Jerry says we're going to pass to our wide receivers, that's what's going to happen. I don't care what Schottenheimer says. Or guy, it just blows my mind that he corner made a point, tried to make a point that Jerry is already doing more for Schottenheimer. Schottenheimer ain't even been here long enough for Jerry to do more for him. What boy? They haven't played a game. He said because we needed a number 2 last year, we went and got one. Well, crap, what are you gonna do? You got to. We did the same thing with Amari Cooper. We went and got one. We drafted a running back. We had to. Rico Dowdle was leaving. It was Zeke. You have to draft running backs. He's not doing more for McCarthy than he did. He's not doing more for Schottenheimer than he did for McCarthy. He's drafting for what he needed. He drafted for what he needed. He got Pickens because we needed somebody else on the side of CD Lamb. And once again, you're a fool if you think Schottenheimer is going to say when he runs and when he passes. Those are pre-game determinations by Jerry Jones, and we've known that forever. Jerry still calls the shots. No matter what's going on, he's going to always call the shots.
Him and Steven.
And I think it's so ridiculous that they think that. Like, yeah, it's just so bad that no matter who we get, this is how Cowboy Nation reacts. This is how we react. We react like that's it. And like Savage saying and 80 say, man, listen, man, the Stanley is a Super Bowl. All this other crap, glitz and glamour. We got George Pickens. They acting like George Pickens was over there being Megatron or somebody. He got to go watch the tape. And big fella, like, he ain't. I got a Pittsburgh Steelers friend that he's a fan, and I watch every game. You a liar. You're a liar. Stop saying that to make your point. You didn't watch every. So your friend came by every week and you watched every game. Stop lying to try to make a point. Why would you make a point just to sound right? Who cares about that, bro? What do we know about this organization? Screw what you think. What do we know? We know we've brought in good receivers for Dak. We know Dak has had good running backs. We know Dak has had a good offensive line. We know Jerry don't take defensive tackle serious. That's what we do know. So the only judgment we can use is what we've seen, and based upon that, that's how we assess what we think is going to happen. You heard the word think. I'm not like y'all that say, oh, we're going to do this and we're going to do that and Jerry's going to do this. No, I'm telling you what I think is going to happen based on what I've seen in the past. And based on that, nothing is going to change unless they rebuild this whole team. You got your old line. You hope they can get better. You got 2 young running backs. You hope they can get better. You got 2 young receivers. You hope CD Lamb will stay healthy and get better. Pickens, he's a rental. That's a rental card you got to turn back in at the end of the year. Get over it. Get over it. We got you ran them off last night, Savage. I forgot how many people that we probably should have to sign in the next year. I know you said Bland and Tyler.
You got Bland. You got Tyler Smith, left guard. Ferguson's a free agent. Pickens is a free agent. Our kicker is a free agent. And I'm probably missing another one. Brock Hoffman's a free agent. And plus, we have 31 guys on 1-year deals. So how do you fix all that? How?
I said 4 p.m., but it's not 4 p.m. and you ain't gone yet, so you can get on here and get this cooking real quick. Because I stopped texting you because you started spitting.
Another thing, I started watching YouTube 2019, 2020, and I saw all these channels blowing up that Dallas signed Terry Poe and McCoy, Gerald McCoy from the Carolina Panthers. I'm like, wait a second. All these channels are blowing up. Yeah, we got beef in the middle. Defense is back. So I do a little research. They both came from Carolina. Guess what Carolina's run defense was their last year in Carolina? 27th in the league in rushing. And we signed both of them. And I see all these channels blowing these guys like we just got Reggie White and Ndamukong Suh, or and I'm like, something ain't right here. And that's why I just, little by little, I just seen people hyping people for the sake of just hyping people. And people just do it for, let's be honest, man. People just do it for clicks and views, man. That's all they do it for.
That is such a headache. And it's why this fan base is talked about so bad. Why you didn't tell Fifth you had a secret meeting show last night, Corner? No, I knew. I was just asleep. I've been on the road all week. I fell asleep. I hate I missed it though, because I would have cooked him and that big fella do something serious. Because they listen. You can't run those games with me. They all wanted to team up, and I don't really want to say G Hampton was kind of. But it was really just Corner and big fella. G Hampton slid a few in there, ear in there. Eshan not really confrontational, so he ain't gonna really say much. But if I was on them, man, I would have fried all those silly topics. That if I had to grade this offensive line, they are what? Oh, Shotty gonna do, man. We don't Shotty. You know what Shotty doing right now? He's Greek dancing with his quarterbacks. That's what he's doing right now. They show us everything but anything related to becoming better. Show me some shot he has done with Dak in relation to him being a better quarterback. Please show me that. If you can show me something like that, if you can show me them anything, him showing QB that were all time. Hold up, we got another one. Oh, that's Champ back in here. Oh, Champ left again. Yeah, he ain't got his buddy big fella G Hampton with him right now. He by himself. I'm gonna show y'all how he crumbled when he ain't got nobody backing him up.
Well, are you gonna let me talk?
I always let him talk.
Okay. Because I don't crumble, baby. Cowboys corner stand tall. All business.
So everybody pretty much know that corner has gone to the dark side. He tries to say, "Oh, you know what? You can change your perspective on things. You can change your perspective on things when you've seen different. When you've seen different, you can say, you know what? I was wrong about that. I was wrong about that. Every perspective that has been on this channel, including what corner used to be, is what we saw. We assessed everything based on results. That's what we used to do. That's what the rest of us still do. Now corner is just like, I mean, the man ain't never called an NFL play in his life. We don't even know the type of conversations Jerry had with Schottenheimer. We don't know nothing. And let him, big fella, and everybody else tell it, the culture is changing. The culture is changing. No snaps played. If he had to grade it, he'll get an offensive line, an A+. Pickens is gonna make a big difference in a quarterback like Dak Prescott. I guess Amari Cooper, Brandon Cooks, all these other guys. What did that mean? I guess that didn't mean nothing. Like everything has changed now. He's went from he can't win to what can we do to help him win. This is who Cowboys corner is now. A complete 180 of how he used to say. Now, and it makes sense. This is the Benjamin Button. This is like treating Dak like Benjamin Button. In his younger days, you say the man couldn't get it done. Now that he's an older, injury-prone quarterback, you completely flipped. Why flip now? Why you didn't say this when he was younger and had talent like Amari Cooper? I know what you said when he had talent like Amari Cooper. You said Amari Cooper got Dak paid. Dak didn't get Amari Cooper paid. And that was in his youngest years. But now it's just, oh, man, what can we do to help him in the playoffs? We got to get there first. Then y'all try to flip them. Well, can we get to the playoffs before we speak Super Bowl? Obviously, if we're talking Super Bowl, we're already including playoffs. Clearly. I think last night is probably the second most ridiculous talking crazy show I've ever seen. The last night is the second most ridiculous. Those points were ridiculous. You've completely put a mask on defensive end. You put a mask on it that has pass rusher on the front of it, and you're using that so I can't compare Parsons to real elite defensive ends. This is the most ridiculous crap I've ever seen in my life. Michael Parsons doesn't line up at linebacker. He don't line up at nose tackle. He don't line up at cornerback. He lines up where the defensive ends line up. The Dallas Cowboys depth chart has him at defensive end. He's going to get paid as a defensive end. I'm going to grade him, rate him, and talk about him as a defensive end. You can kick that pass rusher crap to the side. If you go on any NFL website and show me depth and it says pass rusher, then we can have that conversation. Until it says that position, he's going to get graded like a defensive end. And you nodded your head in approval, saying that he was you'll take him over Myles Garrett. One of the best guys to ever play this game at that position. A real game changer. Just to make a point, because you were really happy that you and your homeboy could pile on Savage in a ridiculous argument. Oh, yeah, I'll take him. Come on, man. You have become one of the problems that's wrong with Cowboy Nation right now when it comes to these players. You already admit you're drinking the Kool-Aid, so you know you're the problem. You're just going to stick by your gun so when the season comes, you can say, I told y'all. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Now you're going to talk about here.
Okay. All right. Dark side. LOL. All right. After you said the dark side, you said that Schottenheimer's never called a play in his life. He was offensive coordinator
as a head coach,
the Seattle Seahawks.
Head
coach.
Yeah,
he has called play. No, don't move the goalpost now. You say what you said. He called a play with Seattle Seahawks. All right.
Pete Carroll did that.
Then we talk about. I'm going to tie two topics in what you said, and I got you here. All right. I talk about George Pickens and what George Pickens can do now. And then you say, the quarterback. Fifth. Every time Dak Prescott does good, what do? You praise him. You praise Dak. You went on a tour about, I'm talking about Dak Prescott now. So when we talk about the wide receivers that he had and Amari Cooper and Brandon Cooks and Michael Gallup and CD Lamb. When he had those, he played well, and you'd be the first one to say, Dak is doing good, right? So now that we got George Pickens, now it's the moving the goalpost topic of, well, we got Dak again. But when he does good with those wide receivers, you praise Dak. You flip-flopped. And then you went back to the dark side in the playoff game. So when we talk about CD Lamb and we talk about George Pickens isn't a number one. George Pickens for the Cowboys, he's a number 2 wide receiver. So that's only going to benefit the pressure. That's only going to benefit ball distribution. That's going to benefit running game. That's going to benefit so many things. So many things. All right? So when you talk about we can't be hyped about Pickens because we got the quarterback. You'll be the first one. You'll be the first one about Dak Prescott.
I never said you couldn't be hyped about Pickens. I never said that.
But it's a bad thing that I'm hyped about Pickens, right? You brought it up. You brought Pickens up. You just brought it up. Do you need to replay your show back?
No,
it's mind blowing to me that we're running in circles here. You contradict yourself because Dak played well. You acknowledged he played well. Me and you had debates about it, and I said I still don't trust playoff Dak. So when I say I don't trust playoff Dak, see, you missed that part. You missed that part. Well, you go back when I said when he got signed that however long he's going to sign, we're going to suck. And the last time I checked, we haven't won anything. So that still stands to be true. But now I'm at the point where we're not rebuilding yet. There's still a window here that we can go press through. And this is the last shot here because Savage over there laughing. You can't get names right. I'm not done talking.
Open?
I'm not done. Open? Absolutely. And here's why. It'll take a bozo. It'll take a bozo to look at it. You brought up 2 things last night about the tight ends. That's all you did. And then it was about the running game or the offense. I can't remember what the hell you said last night. But you ignored running back. You ignored wide receiver.
Oh, the same running back.
Many things.
You brought
and then on the defense side of the ball.
You brought up Phil Maffa, but 2 weeks ago you said he's going to get cut. You don't even. That's how.
Show me where I said he's going to get cut. Show me where. Show me where he's going to get cut. No.
You're going to bet $1,000 over it? Are you going to bet $1,000? Are you going to bet $1,000?
You almost bet because of me.
Because
of me last night, you would have lost $1,000.
Listen, you know.
Let me know when I can finish my point, Phil.
I don't ask a question unless I know the answer.
Let him finish.
Right. Because Darius Slay is Rashawn Reddick. So you asked the question and didn't know the answer, did you? Yeah, you fumbled a lot. And then Mr. Savage, Mr. Perfect, you just said a few months ago that Dante Fowler ain't going to do shit on this defense. And then just 48 hours ago, shut the hell up. And then 48 hours ago, you just said that Dante Fowler, you'll take those 10 sacks over Micah's 12. You're delusional, dog. You stance and circle to your points, and last night, big fella caught you in a lot of shit, dog. He caught you in a lot of shit last night. Yes, he did.
I could talk to my dog and have him more.
So, having said all what I said, there's a window. There's a window here because you still got Dak, who fifth. I don't know how you can disagree with this. Plays well when he has solid pieces. Right? George Pickens is a solid piece. CD Lamb's a solid piece. So, you God forbid Dak starts winning because I don't know what the hell y'all going to say then. I don't know what the hell was going to happen on the topic. Now, if he loses, you guys are going to be taking a bath in pride and joy because y'all were right. So, when I look at this as a fan standpoint, sure, take the content side of it out. Whatever I say, whatever Fifth says, whatever Champ says, whatever Danny Savage says, nothing in stone. This isn't going to be in a content creation Bible that's going to last for 2,000 years. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the hell we say. But when I say I think something, I think it. When you say you think something, you're thinking it, right? So there's a window here. This ain't a rebuilding team. This is not a rebuilding team. You still got Dak who can play good in the regular season. Regular season MVP. You always miss that one. You never mention when I say that, right? So then you got George Pickens. You got this. You got Jadon Blue, Dante Williams, who I've been a fan of. Sure, I didn't know who Phil Maffa was on that show, Savage. But I said, okay, what did I say? What did I say, Savage? You're missing the whole point here. What did I say?
Dante Williams is going
No.
to
No. I'm not talking about Javonte Williams. I'm talking about Phil Maffa. You said he's a sleeper. I said, what did I say? I said, I'll go check him out. Did I not say that? Did I not say that?
But you said
don't move the goalpost. Don't move the fucking goalpost.
I don't know if you said it.
You were on the show. You were on the show.
You said it after you said it.
You said Phil Maffa might not even.
You shouldn't even be talking about draft.
You were on the show. You were on the show. So, having said all that,
don't talk draft.
You can't even get players' names right, dog. You can't even get players' names right.
Go silent on draft when draft comes around.
So, whenever you talk about the window and the rebuilding, DaRon Bland's still here this year.
Oh, I'm glad I got you.
There's a lot of players still here. It's not rebuilding is all those guys left now and we replaced nobody. That's rebuilding. There's still core pieces here. This is not rebuilding. It's not rebuilding. You can't convince me that it's rebuilding. Now, let's go in the past and bring everything up. Floor is yours.
Hey, Uncensored, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. What fucking corner is this?
Listen, bro. First of all,
you can literally have January corner argue with February corner, argue with March corner, argue with April corner.
He keeps trying to run this point that I moved the goalpost about Dak. Listen, now he's trying to say I'm contradicting myself because Dak played good with CD. Did you hear the word played? I'm not going to say he did nothing with Pickens. He ain't did nothing. Anytime I says Dak, it's because of what I had already saw in a game. When Dak had that good year, game by game, I said he's playing good. He's playing good. When he played bad, I said he's playing bad. He's playing bad. Why would I assess anything with him and Pickens when they ain't played a snap together yet? So how's that moving to go? If he played bad this year, I'm going to say he played bad. I'm not going to assess things because it hasn't happened yet. For God's sakes, man, I ain't moved the goalpost with him. I ain't moving with Dan Quinn or nobody else. Do you know what moving the goalpost means? It's what you already said. You take it and you stretch it to try to make it still seem like it's right. I never did that. I ain't scratching nothing I said about Dan Quinn. When Dan Quinn left and Al Harris took over, I said, you know what? Maybe it was Dan Quinn. I was wrong. It wasn't Al Harris. Now tell me how that's scratching what I said about Dan Quinn.
Please
tell me how that's scratching it.
Real quick.
You got a question for me?
Yeah. If I had $1 for every time you said the window has closed already, but now it's reopened, and this is my last question. And I'm done. DaRon Bland, undrafted free agent. Micah, free agent.
He's not an undrafted free agent.
Pickens.
DaRon Bland was drafted.
Just saying, he's a free agent.
He's not undrafted, though.
Bland, free agent. DaRon Bland's a free agent. Micah Parsons, free agent. George Pickens, free agent. Tyler Smith, free agent. Jake Ferguson, free agent. Even though we still don't know what we got in him, Sam Williams, free agent. Last year, he was Zach Martin 2.0 to everybody. Brock Hoffman, free agent. And we're going to sign all of these players? And
Time out. Are we talking? Are you worried about 2026 season? Or are you worried about 2025?
See, that's my problem right there.
It's a. What are we talking? So y'all want to talk about 2026 free agents, or we want to talk about what's happening on 2025?
The only thing this team need to worry about is the future, because this year ain't gonna be nothing. Nothing.
What? Say that again.
Corner. I got a question.
Say that again, Fifth. Say that again, Fifth.
I said we need to worry about building this team for the future, because 2025 ain't gonna be nothing.
Okay. Let me write that down.
I got a question for you.
Write it down.
I got a corner for you. Question for you, Corner. Do you think the Cowboys are winning the Super Bowl this year?
If they can get into the playoffs, they'll have a chance to.
No, that's not what I asked. Do you think the Cowboys are winning the Super Bowl this year?
Do I have
Everybody
a
got a
crystal
chance.
ball?
Week
The
one,
goal is
everybody
to
got
win
a
a
chance.
Super Bowl.
I got it.
The
Week
goal
one,
is to win a Super Bowl.
everybody has a chance, and everybody has a chance in the playoffs. Shits and rainbows. But we all
It's
know,
June 8th,
realistically,
and we're talking about the Super Bowl.
You
Okay.
wait a minute. Wait a minute.
oh
Wait a
my
minute.
God.
So wait. So you can talk about what Pickens and Dak is going to be and what Schottenheimer is going to do, but you using the June 8th on us, but we can't use that
This
early
man
on
set
you?
up there and gave out a whole fucking schedule that don't end until January, but we can't talk about a month after January.
He got them going 12-5, but we can't talk about.
You done predicted the whole year, but you can't predict 4 more weeks.
So we're just gonna go
Oh my
straight
God.
to the playoffs. Don't know who we're playing in the playoffs. Don't
You
know if we have
already
home
put
field
us in the
advantage.
playoffs.
You
Don't
already
know
put us in the
what we're
playoffs.
doing.
You
So
already
we're
put
just
us
gonna
in
go
the
straight to
playoffs.
the Super Bowl. We're gonna ignore everything inside the season.
Listen, and the reason he don't want to
When I
answer this
talk
question,
about
the reason he
no.
don't want to answer this question is because he know
It's
I got his
stupid.
ass. Because he
No,
know
it's
the Cowboys
stupid.
is not going to win the Super Bowl, but they're already in fuck 2026. And when the 2025 season ends with a playoff loss, if he thinks they're going to the playoffs, you got nothing to retool in 2026. It's going to
So
be a
your
bum ass
guys,
team. You
so your
mortgage the
guys are
future when you're 1 or 2 players away. You start trading picks away and try to get over the hump. The Cowboys are not close right now.
Are y'all hearing yourself? To make y'all's point, to rule against me, y'all want to start talking about 2026 free agency.
It's not about
Do y'all not hear you? We're talking about
have
players that
to-
are on the team right now. Are
They're
we
not
not?
going to win anything this year. They're
How
not
do you
gonna
know
win the
that?
Super Bowl. They're
You
not
know
gonna
that.
win oh my God, that's like the Browns fans thinking they got a chance to win a Super Bowl.
You think
It's
the
not gonna
Eagles were
fucking
going to win a
happen.
Super Bowl? You think the Eagle fans were thinking they're going to win a Super Bowl?
They
were
should because they recently won too. So they should
You
think
think
more than
June
us.
8th, you think June 8th, 2024, Eagle fans were saying, yes, we're going to the Super Bowl.
They had
Come
a
on,
chance.
guys.
They had a chance
Come
because
on.
they were winning playoff games and competitive.
There's not a single fan right now looking at it and confidently saying we're going to the Super Bowl. Now, there's guys that are betting on it, putting money on it. I mean, but there's not. But it's rare. It's fucking rare. Come on.
So we rather have a conversation about making the playoffs instead of winning a Super Bowl.
You got to get to the
standard.
to get to the Super Bowl. You got to get where?
There you go.
Obviously, obviously we're factoring in. See, y'all don't even believe it. That's why y'all don't go as far as saying the Super Bowl. Y'all take bare minimum. Y'all ridiculous, man. You just boy.
Y'all want me to dance for you, and I'm not gonna sit here and say, yeah, we're going to the Super Bowl.
I don't even know.
Oh yeah, we're going to the Super Bowl, guys. Y'all want me to say that, but I'm not. I'm concerned about regular season football.
Yo, listen. I'm telling y'all, like Sister said, you can take January corner and argue with Mark. It's ridiculous. It'll blow your mind.
That point too.
He flip-flops so bad. Like it's so.
Too.
Why you writing all that down? Write down what Corner said in January. Write down what Corner said in February too.
Because I got to write the points down because y'all talk forever.
This man literally argued with us about Micah position. Last night, big fella on his channel said he'd take Micah Parsons over Myles Garrett.
Insane.
And his point was they play different positions. You know what Corner said? They do play different positions. Do you hear this stupidity? They both play defensive end. Both of them. You're not going to try to say pass rusher. They both play defensive end. But you want to say pass rusher to try to take away the comparison. They both play defensive end. I've been screaming for years, Micah is a linebacker. What you told me? No, he ain't. No, he ain't. Micah is an end. He's an end. But now, he's a pass rusher. So we can't compare him to real defensive ends. You see how crazy that is of you to sit there and take that man's side when you know damn well Myles Garrett is a real game changer, an elite D-end, and Parsons is nowhere near that man talent, nor his size. But you want to say, tell me how they play different positions. What's the different position?
Okay, so 2 points.
What's the position?
Y'all said two things about me. First of all, y'all ain't going to speak highly of me. I'm not going to address it. So the January to April to May to June points, obviously they change because things change in that time frame. So obviously things are happening. You guys put 2 extra games of W's on the schedule because Pickens got signed. So obviously So obviously things changed for you. So things changed for me. You can't put a measuring stick because mine changed a little bit more than yours. So that makes no sense. Y'all did the same thing. Y'all did the same thing. So Savage, I don't know if you remember this, but it was me, you, and Champs on Fifth Quarter Cowboys channel. And we were having a discussion about what position Micah plays. I think maybe Sports Junkie was there too. I can't remember. But we were having a discussion about what position Micah plays. Because I said if he doesn't play linebacker and he doesn't play end, what does he play? And we all agreed, and we used one word. I can't remember what the word was.
Who used the word?
We all did. And you agreed to it. And it was on your own show. I'm going to have to pull it up. I'm going to have to pull it up. Savage, I don't know. I got to ask Champs if he remembers. I know Savage was there.
What he should be used as, it's called a rover. It's someone that lines up at a different position.
Yeah, the rover. That was it, the rover.
And did Fifth Quarter not agree to that?
Hell, I ain't never even heard of that word. Hell no.
It's an old school word. It's an old
one remembers it.
Yeah, because we were saying that because Parsons, he's not the traditional defensive end. He don't play like a linebacker, but I say they should move around like a rover.
I've never heard that word in my life.
Was Fifth Quarter on that stream, and did Fifth Quarter agree?
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Yo, let me tell you what that conversation was.
Y'all don't remember now. Okay.
Well, I remember that we said that
Uncensored was bucking that corner for saying, when the hell did we start using the word pass rusher? Uncensored was like, we never used that word. This defensive end. Uncensored was getting that corner for that, and I was on his. I've never heard the word rover in my. I don't even know what that means. I've never heard that. Uncensored know what I'm talking about because he was telling the corner this pass rusher word is a new thing.
I got to go back and do that show. But anyway, so the point is, it ain't making up because Savage and Champs and I already are in the same page. You're just deflected because you know you're wrong. So we already established that Micah isn't a linebacker. We already established that Micah isn't a linebacker and Micah isn't an end. So now to use your point, you're putting Micah back at the end discussion.
It's lying.
What was LT's position? What was LT's position?
He was like a linebacker end.
What was Bruce Smith's position? What was Charles Haley's position?
Haley was an end.
What was Reggie White's position?
He was an end.
None of these fuckers were called pass rushers. This shit was made up a couple years ago to give undersized linebackers a reason to line up on the defensive line and not have to stop their run. That's what this shit was.
Oh, lie, bro. I hate when people try to make a point. I ain't never heard no damn rover in my life.
It may have been a hyper or something, but
word before.
That is not a position on the depth chart.
What the hell?
It's not.
It says defensive end. You're not finna try to change that for your point. He's a defensive end on the depth chart. Oh,
and you really believe that he's a defensive end?
On the depth chart, it says defensive end. He's going to get
No. You believe that. You believe that he's a defensive end.
Y'all, how long have I been arguing with this man that Parsons is a linebacker?
So now he's a linebacker. So now he's an end. To use your point, he's an end in this situation. But to you, he's a linebacker. You come on, Fifth. Come on, dog.
Okay, y'all. Okay, to the people that understand and don't give a damn about making a point. I've been screaming for years they should play Parsons at his true position, which is a linebacker. Me and Corner been arguing back and forth. I said he's a linebacker. He said after first year they moved him. He said the damn defensive coordinator that just left tried him and they put him back at defensive end. I said he's not big enough for a defensive end. I wish he played linebacker. I'm going to assess him at what position he plays at. Why? Because I can't assess him as a linebacker.
That's not the point. You're moving it again. That's not the point. Because when Big Fella said that, he said they play two different positions.
They don't play two different positions. Where does he line up? Where the fuck does he line up, Corner? Tell me on that defensive front, where does Michael Parsons line up? Tell me.
That's like saying putting a defensive lineman over a wide receiver. He's not a cornerback. He's a quarterback on that play.
Wait a minute. Cowboys corner, where does Michael Parsons line up?
Hold on. I'm going to do something real quick.
Nah, you ain't got to
keep talking.
He's going to a Chinese AI program to figure out an answer.
No, I'm going to YouTube real quick. Hold up.
Talking about a damn rover. I ain't never heard of that, man. Like, what the heck?
It don't exist. It's not a football
Not in
position.
this world. Not in this world. It's a very old position.
Yeah.
For a rover? Why would I ever say that? My stats has been partially be played at linebacker, and I've always said he was too small to be defensive end. That's why he be dog tired. A 330-pound, 6'5" man be washing him.
That's pretty, yeah.
Talk about a rover. Boy, you find that on me, I'll send you $100 today.
That wasn't the word they used. We called him something else, and I can't figure out.
I didn't have nothing to do
I got to go back to it was on your show. You had everything to do with it. It was on your show.
To do with what they call him.
Because you're using what big fella said against me on my show, so it's going to be used against you on your show. Absolutely.
No, but you'll never find it.
I will find it. I just got to go find that show.
I
just got to go find that show.
I've never said anything, but he's a linebacker that's playing out of.
We had that conversation.
That's all I ever said. Champion Savage might have said it. I've never said it. And if you find it, I will cash up you $100. I swear to God. But you won't find it.
If it wasn't Rover, I never said it. That's an old.
I don't know what he's talking about. He's making up stuff. But what we do know is he nodded his head and saying true defensive end, Myles Garrett is not. He'll take Parsons over him. That's ridiculous. Big fella also said he'll take T.J. Watt Parsons over T.J. Watt. Dude,
Insane.
crazy. But Corner like that type of delusion on his channel because it aligns with the stupid shit he say.
Insane, bro.
He like
First of all, you guys are mad.
Me people don't really watch football outside of Dallas Cowboy football. There's no way you can watch Myles Garrett for 17 games and think that him and Parsons are on the same fucking field together. It is insane.
You guys are upset because I'm drinking the Schottenheimer Kool-Aid.
Corner, you can drink all the
y'all call it the quote unquote the dark side. The other guys, you're one of them. That's what y'all are saying. All because I'm drinking the Schottenheimer Kool-Aid. All because, and you said, quote unquote, I got to change how I do my lives now because the way you talk. All because I'm a fan of Brian Schottenheimer. You didn't say that, quote unquote?
I said I got to change the way I debate you.
No, that's not how you said it.
Why would I change my whole life?
You said that second.
Why would I change my whole life? What does that mean?
That was on OG's deal. Y'all keep talking. I'll play the audio. Go ahead. I'll play the audio. Hold on.
You're not even on all my lives.
Yeah,
he is so listen, I'm telling you, watch his every live that he's on with somebody else that align with his silly points. It no matter who you is, he will clap and he will cheer, he will nod his head in their approval. I'm telling you, last night when that dude said he'll take Micah over Garrett, Corner was up on his damn nodding his head.
Insane,
he was enjoying it. He was enjoying it. And then they try to say they play two different positions. They trying to say they play two different positions. Show me a game where he's not lined up at defensive end. And say, I moved the goalpost. I moved the goalpost about Dak. How when I assess Dak game by game?
It is insane for somebody to sit up here and honestly say, look, Micah Parsons and Myles Garrett played at the same time. Myles Garrett won Defensive Player of the Year, not Parsons.
And then Big fella, when he came back after that injury, he was playing like his wig was on fire. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. He had 2 sacks against Philly backups because they started with sitting.
It's just
he wasn't playing like his head was on fire, but see, Corner loved that because it don't matter who you is. You see every time Junkie aligns with him, he's clapping and that's what he do. When in the lines with him, no matter how crazy it is, he's gonna cheer it on. He's gonna cheer it on every time. It's ridiculous.
So when Champs has something that you align with, when Savage has something you align with, when Uncensored has something you align with, you don't agree and acknowledge it?
Yes,
that's kind of funny. That's kind of funny. So you do it, but I can't do it. It blows my mind how crisscrossed it is.
Bro, if you align with somebody saying Micah is better than Myles Garrett and you nod your head like, yeah, that's ridiculous. You know they lying, but you just happy they're attacking somebody that you attack. You happy that the heat was on Savage last night, and you was praising it. You was happy the heat was on him. Every second of it. I watched it. I watched you. When Junkie was over here and he was coming at me, you loved it. You like when people do that. You love it. You know that. You know you do, man. Dude was spitting out straight bull crap, and you was over there cheering and nodding on him. You know he was lying. all because he agrees with you about Shoddy. Talking about drinking the Kool-Aid. Stop saying that about other. He ain't drinking no man Kool-Aid, bro. He ain't showed you nothing. He ain't showed you.
You know, what's so funny? I've been saying the term drinking the Kool-Aid for many years. I watched a video rant from 3 years ago that said I've never drank the Mike McCarthy Kool-Aid. It's kind of funny. Now, 3 years later, I'm on the Schottenheimer Kool-Aid. So I've always used that term, so I won't stop saying that term.
It was bad then.
That I wouldn't drink the Mike McCarthy Kool-Aid?
He is drinking it, George. He drinking it. You hear him, don't y'all? Hey, he's completely different.
I still got to find this where you say, I got to change my whole life. Hold on.
Find it, bro.
I would say it's more like either, I forgot who would say it, Triple H or Vince McMahon. When Corner goes on other shows, he does what's best for business.
For sure.
But, you can see, have anyone ever seen me do a different opinion on someone else's show? What you see is what you get.
I'm me everywhere. So that's why content creators don't like me. I ain't never changed.
All I do is try to tell people, keep your arguments consistent. From player to player, team to team, whatever. And people sway and swing and change their opinion. It is insane. Micah Parsons is not better than TJ Watt. He is not better than Myles Garrett. We know this. And anybody who tries to make that argument does not watch football outside of the Dallas Cowboys on a consistent basis.
Corner know this too, but the fact that big fella was trying to come at Savage, he didn't care what big fella said. He was just
I missed the stream yesterday, but I jumped on Corner.
Watch it to get Corner to view, but put it on mute.
No. I listened to the stream, but I was going to jump on, but I was dealing with family stuff ending the vacation, and I jumped on right as the stream ended, and we had this conversation off stream. But I told him, I said, I am an NFL, I'm a football fan first, a Cowboy fan second. I watch all teams play football. There is a lot of Dallas Cowboys fans who watch the Cowboys and then they turn the fucking TV off and they don't watch anything else. They are completely oblivious to how football is played across the NFL.
He's deep in his computer to find a point that's completely irrelevant.
I don't understand it. Like this. That's why you got people thinking that Dak Prescott is a top 5 quarterback. He's not. He's a little bit above average quarterback.
And he's trying to make a point that I moved the goalpost for Dan Quinn and Dak. I've never in my life moved the goalpost for Dak.
I just want to know what move reopened the window. I'm just curious.
And now Corner even saying we're not in a rebuild. They got him saying we're not in a rebuild.
A first-time head coach that's never coached as a head coach ever in his life moved the goalpost that far.
Now he's saying rebuild. We still got some pieces. What?
Y'all think the Cowboys are rebuilding?
You ain't got to change your engine block to rebuild a motor. Yes, they're in a rebuild. What do you mean?
What are they rebuilding?
The offensive line. That's a rebuild.
Secondary.
They're new. A rebuild don't just consist of players. It consists of talent and learning the game. Guyton is learning. Booker has to learn how to play on the NFL level. Steele has to relearn how to be not trash anymore. The best thing on that offensive line is Tyler Guyton. What are we talking about? Those running backs have to learn how to play on the NFL level. What are we talking about?
Silk, what you mean? The best one is Smith, not Tyler Guyton.
Tyler Smith. Tyler Guyton is learning. Terrence Steele has to learn this new way. Booker ain't played an NFL snap. These running backs ain't played an NFL snap. Defensive side of the ball. Tell me who's the dogs over there.
Micah Parsons.
Tell me who else the dog over there.
Osa Odigizua.
Man, stop playing. Stop playing. Stop playing. You just said you don't even believe Mozzie's gonna start. So who else is in?
Did I say Mozzie's name?
I'm making my point about rebuilding. I'm not making my point about rebuilding. You just said you don't believe Mozzie gonna start. So who gonna fill in his spot and stuff up that middle? This is a rebuild. Who gonna do that?
It's hilarious.
He's possibly gonna be traded. We don't know if we're gonna sign DeRon Bland. Malik Hooker's older guy on his way out the door. You got your trust in Donovan Wilson? This is a rebuild. Teams like Detroit, they spent the last 4 years rebuilding. Philly rebuilt and won a Super Bowl after winning a Super Bowl and losing one. Those are teams that rebuilt over 3-4 years and back where they need to be. We are not nowhere near those teams. This is a rebuild. Y'all always say we're not a rebuild because of Dak still there. Or at least that's the point G. Hampton made last night. He said he considered a rebuild when you change the quarterback too. It's not true.
It's not true.
We can't change Dak. We can still be in a rebuild without changing Dak. We can't move Dak. But when we can move Dak, he's going to be gone. And that's part of the rebuild process. You can't move him right now. Y'all know this, man. You get guys like Pickens when you're 1 and 2, 3 players away. I don't understand how the standard is in a Super Bowl. We rebuilding to have a good regular season schedule. That's what we got Pickens for, to have we rented this man to have a regular season good schedule. Who cares about that? Who cares about that? You're the same guy who told old boy that said Dak was the best thing we had when me and you was on Junkie Channel. When he said Dak was the best thing we had, you're the same guy that told him Dak ain't it, dog. What's the playoff record? 2-5. So now we're talking about the playoffs again with the same quarterback that you told old boy was 2-5. We talking about it again? How many good wide receivers were part of that 2-5? How many good wide receivers was a part of that 2-5? Plenty. Now Pickett's gonna be a difference. So what is gonna be now? 3-5? I'm just trying to understand how when a lot of things stay the same, but your opinion change. I don't know.
So you wanted a number 2 wide receiver. You said that was the biggest need on this team was a number 2 wide receiver.
I never said that.
Today you never said it, but it is what it is. I'm not going to be like you guys and say, you used to say that, you used to say that.
Never said
you guys
that.
wanted a number 2 wide receiver.
Go back and watch pre-draft and watch what I said. I said go defense. If we didn't go defense, get Tyler Warren to help Dak because tight ends are his blanket. I've never said wide receiver. I said each chance that we get one, I said I hope we don't. You're not going to lie on me. I never said that. No, sir. Never did.
You never wanted number 2.
I never said that I was.
When the Cowboys didn't draft a wide receiver, you weren't mad.
No, I wasn't mad. I went live. Go watch the live. Go watch my draft live. Go watch my draft live when I talked about getting one in free agency. Me and you had the conversation.
So why did your game wins go up too when George Pickens came?
Because George Pickens is a good receiver. He can help us win a couple more games.
Say that again.
To my point. Say
that again.
Y'all think we shitting on guys. My games went from 5 to 7.
Say that again. George Pickens is what?
I never said he was bad. All right, go ahead. I never find a lie why I shitted on George Pickens.
It's about time you said it. It's about time you said it.
Find one. Matter of fact, I'll put it up right now because I got George Pickens in the title.
It's about time you said it out loud. Thank you for saying it out loud.
I've been saying it.
Yeah,
because you make it seem like George Pickens isn't going to make a big of a difference with CD Lamb.
It's on my live when I said.
I listened to Corner say that Mike McCarthy's offense was old and outdated.
I didn't say that, first of all.
You said
you just said it last night.
You said that last night.
G. Hampton said it last night.
You said
G.
that.
Hampton
said it last night.
You said that.
I said his offense was old and outdated.
Yes, you did.
Offense was old and outdated. You said that.
I didn't say that.
Oh my God! Yes, you did last night.
No, I didn't. That was G. Hampton that said it.
Oh man! Look, oh my God, you said that.
You put a comment in there, or someone put a comment. I did not say that. G. Hampton said that.
Yo, you said Mike McCarthy's offense was old and outdated because Brian Schottenheimer was sitting in the meetings, shaking his head in disagreement.
That never happened.
The
illusion to make your point.
You can't argue with somebody that won't admit what they say.
The illusion to make your point.
You got to stand on your word and just say, I fucked up.
You're not
wrong.
Hey, share. Hey, since y'all want to prove that, right? Share screen the live and put it on this live where I said it.
Yo, you said that shit clear as day.
Find it and put it right here on the live share screen.
Anyway, make your point understand. So what you about to say?
He said that Mike McCarthy's offense was old and outdated. That's what he said. And then my argument with Savage and Eshawn last night, even after he got off the back channel, was that same outdated old offense went 12-5, 12-5, 12-5. And then they try to say last year was the injuries. So all of a sudden, Mike McCarthy's offense was old and outdated. The moment Dak Prescott couldn't get it done. He said that last night. But I honestly believe he don't even remember that he said it because he just makes shit up on the fly as he's talking just to argue the points that is in his head at that moment. Like, this is insane, man. You arguing with 5 different people in the same stream, and it's all of them named Cowboy Corner.
He is bad, man. He gonna down that hill, man. He gonna down that hill.
Well, he obviously ain't down on the hill because what he said literally 12 hours ago is not the same thing he's saying today. I damn near fell out of my chair when I heard that when he said Mike McCarthy's offense is old and outdated. I'm like, 12-5 was old and outdated.
May I play the clip?
Expect him, Mike McCarthy. But we saw what happened. That the game has changed. And his offense was stale. It was outdated.
Was that me talking?
No.
Was that me talking?
You said
was that fucking me talking? Come on, dog.
No, I'm about to pull
Was
it
that
up.
fucking me talking?
I'm about to pull it up. You said it too, bro.
Okay, I'll wait.
Later on in that stream, you said exactly.
I'll wait for you to pull it up. I pulled up. I proved you wrong. Prove me wrong.
You ain't proved me wrong. You just didn't go far enough into the stream.
We tried. The game has changed. And his offense was
I'll
stale.
find it.
It was outdated. So we couldn't expect him to throw a big.
That was me.
Nah, I'll find it.
So here's the point, right? Here's the point. You're gonna have corner. We already see. No, listen. We got corner junkie. We don't need sports junkie 2 up here. So here's the point. We already see where corner at with it, right? That's cool. Get out of here, fake champ. His fifth only bases his opinion of what he sees. He can't have an opinion on 2025 season. I don't have an opinion on 2025 season. I said I said we can't do nothing because Schottenheimer ain't showed us nothing. What has Schottenheimer showed you as a head coach? He hasn't done it yet. I'm coming at all these dudes that are already declaring us for the playoffs. 12-5 wins. Dak, CD, and Pickens gonna show out. Who says who? Or can we talk about when corner said Schottenheimer got the keys to the car? Jerry's giving Schottenheimer the keys to the car. Then McCarthy, Super Bowl winning coach, 3 12-5 seasons. Mind you, corner is the same guy that said keep McCarthy because of what him and Dak had did. Argue with me hard on my live stream. Argue with me. Keep McCarthy because of what he's done. He said, name a coach that came in here that did those 12-5. We ain't seen that yet. You keep McCarthy. He said you keep his exact word. You keep this relationship together. It wasn't 3 weeks later he got back on his channel and what he said. He was wrong.
Oh, that Saints game? 100%. Did you not watch that Saints game? Did you not watch week 2? Of course I was wrong. Did you not see that? Holy shit. You're okay with that the way we lost? Because I damn sure the fuck wasn't. So I was okay to say that. 100%. You were okay with the way we got beat down in that Saints game? Wow.
Hey, listen, y'all see him smiling. When you know somebody who's a master manipulator or try to be, you just smile at him. Like corner will try to flip and twist your words, like he tried to say, I moved the goalpost on Dak, which is so ridiculous. This is a game-by-game assessment. That's it. Game by game, season by season. That's all I've ever done on my channel since day one. Yeah. There was no way. Champs for a Super Bowl. That's what I mean. It's for a Super Bowl, fake champ. It's for a Super Bowl. I can tell you right now the Dallas Cowboys won't do that in 2025. Not winning a Super Bowl is a failure to me, boy. So you can't listen. I do this.
So you could say Pickens brings you 2 more wins, but you can't talk about the 2025 season because you have to see it first. So how can you put out a season record if you ain't seen nothing yet?
I didn't put out a season record.
You said, hold on.
2 more games. He gonna help us win 2 more games.
You said you have a record out there. You said 2 wins. We're only winning 2 wins. That's what you said.
2 more wins.
How can you say that if you ain't seen nothing?
Because he could help us get 2 more wins. I said he's a good receiver. I can't say we're gonna have 0 games. We still got CD Lamb. You add another guy. See, you can't do this with me. Boy, I ain't
you ain't seen nothing, though.
Boy, I ain't contradicting myself. Fake champ, get out of here.
That's a good comment, though.
See, look, there you go. I told y'all. When somebody aligns with what he's going against, he will jump on it.
Explain yourself, though. You can't say you can't.
Shit. I just told you, a failure season is not a Super Bowl. If you don't win a Super Bowl, you failed.
But you ain't seen nothing yet, so how do you know?
The Dallas Cowboys team, I know football. I know football good enough to know this team ain't winning no Super Bowl, and you do too. But you're going to die on your heel because you'd rather be right. That's your problem. You'd rather be right. You know damn well this team ain't close to hosting the Lombardi. Not even close. Not even damn close.
But you just said that. I would say I was wrong.
We're not winning a Super Bowl. That's a failure. I forgot y'all like wins. I forgot y'all like winning records. I forgot y'all the cultural wins for y'all. But just a year ago, you was getting on somebody for saying when they start hanging banners for regular season win. Now you just flip that too. So
I said rank the banner for a regular season MVP.
You said wins too.
Regular season MVP.
Man, this is corner, man. You make this tough, boy. You take the fun out of debating you because you would lie instead of just admitting what you said. Boy,
hang the banner.
I ain't seen your mama in 2025. Get out of here, boy. Fake champ. I can have an opinion on my team winning a Super Bowl or not. This is not even why are you here? You're not even a Cowboy fan.
He's a moderator on your channel.
See, listen at him. Listen at him.
You made a non-Cowboy fan a moderator.
Man, me and Cowboys champ. I mean, not champ. Me and fake champ play like this all the time. Stop it. I always ask him why he here. Always. So, corner, the Cowboys win the Super Bowl?
It's June 8th. I can't talk about Super Bowl.
But why you can say 12-5?
For what I see of the schedule. I've seen the schedule. I know how the schedule plays out. I couldn't have a record prediction before the schedule came out. I mean, we could look at the opponents and talk about it, but now we know we're playing in cold weather. Now we know we got warm weather. Now we know when we're inside the dome. A lot of that stuff plays in hand.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I don't know what happened, boy. I don't know. This ain't even about having difference of opinion. This is about delusion. Because your difference of opinion about what you think a team is going to be is completely different from the things you be talking about. I don't care about that. I'll talk about the delusion. The delusion of you thinking Brian Schottenheimer is going to have the keys to Jerry Shipp, who he's never gave anyone to. The winning coach that he fired him. Mm. He had a winning coach and fired him. Mike McCarthy went 12-5 3 seasons, and Jerry said, I don't care if you want Deuce to play. He ain't going. Mm-hmm. After having 3 back-to-back winning seasons, Jerry told him so. Deuce ain't going to the game. But Schottenheimer, who's never been a head coach, is going to get the keys. He's going to say who runs and when he passes. Jerry just all of a sudden not going to do that no more. Jerry told you that on the phone? How you know that? How you know Jerry going to let Schottenheimer? How do you know Jerry going to let Schottenheimer do what he want to do this year? Tell me what makes you more privy to that information than the rest of us fans?
Because of what I've seen, his actions.
What you saw?
His actions. Clayton Adams, Connor Riley, drafting Tyler Booker, getting fresh running back legs in here. Why would you do all that if you're not going to run the football, Fifth? Why would you get those pieces in here if you're not going to run the football, Fifth? It's a simple question. It's a simple question.
So, y'all, mind you, everything Corner just said, Mike McCarthy did the same thing. Mike McCarthy did the same thing. But you know what else Jerry had control over? Bringing Zeke back. You think Mike McCarthy had any say-so in that? No. You think we weren't going to draft running backs? We had to bring in running backs. We didn't have any. Rico Dowdle wasn't coming back. They weren't bringing Zeke back. When we didn't have another running back, when we said we were going to run wide receiver by committee, what Jerry do? When they got Amari Cooper. How is what he doing now any different than he did in the past? He ain't showing you nothing special he ain't done already. Nothing. What's Jerry showing that he ain't did before? Tell me, please.
Mike McCarthy stood at that coaching meeting and said we're running the football. Did he not?
Schottenheimer did the same thing.
No. But listen, I'm going to show you the difference. Mike McCarthy was full of lies. He said that he watched all the film on the Cowboys offense. He didn't. He said he fired Kellen Moore. He said we're going to run the football. He didn't. I can only take Schottenheimer at his word. His actions said we're going to run the football. Connor Riley, Clayton Adams, Jadon Blue, Phil Maffa, Tyler Booker. Does that not say we're going to run the football? Does that not say that? Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Come on, people.
I'm sorry, but under the McCarthy regime, if I'm not mistaken, we drafted 2 first-round offensive linemen. Somebody help me out if I'm mistaken. Am I tripping? Under the Mike McCarthy regime, did we not pay Tony Pollard after he had a good? I mean, am I tripping?
No, we didn't pay Tony Pollard. No, we didn't pay Tony Pollard. He went to the Titans.
So the first time we gave tag Pollard,
we franchised him. We paid him $11 million.
You know what I mean? We tagged him and kept him. You know what I mean? So under that, did we let him go or did we keep him?
We let him go.
Did we not draft 2 first-round offensive linemen under Mike McCarthy?
And then did Mike McCarthy run the football?
No. You're not going to say we're drafting offensive linemen now for shoddy for running and that we did. Mike McCarthy intentions clearly drafting those guys was to do it. Jerry Jones, the big dog, told him no. We're going to throw the ball. The same thing he's going to do this year because you don't bring George Pickens in here to turn around and pass the ball off. You don't pay Dak that money to have him turn around and hand the ball off. You're going to want showtime with Pickens and Lamb, and that's what's going to happen.
And so you think they're just going to keep passing. I think they're going to run the ball. So where's the argument?
We just have a difference of opinions.
So what's the problem?
That's no problem. That's what you're messing it up at. Everything I say, you claim we mad when this ain't no different than any other debate we had. It's just now you're on the other side where those guys say you just said you talk the same way they talk now. 3 weeks ago, you said we don't want to make the playoffs. That's how Junkie and them talk. 20 minutes ago, you did just say that. You said if you guys don't worry about that, then y'all almost don't want to make the playoffs then. Yes, you did on my channel. Yes, you did. 20 minutes ago, you just said when we go out there and Dak go play, y'all gonna be mad. Why would we be mad if we're winning? Why would we be mad if we're winning? You talking
because
like them.
Because what's gonna happen is because what's gonna happen is you're gonna say what I'm saying now. And try to twist it as if I was wrong. And you're going to say, I told y'all. What I said was, I don't trust Dak in the playoffs, so how can we get him there? If we have regular season success, then that's fantastic, right? And that's what I'm projecting. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. All we said was, and we just talked about it, how can we help Dak win? A rebuilding team isn't, in a rebuilding team, you wouldn't say running game and stopping the run. In a rebuilding team, that's what we all agreed on that would help Dak in the playoffs. And that a rebuilding team would not do that. A rebuilding team, you'd say, well, we need this, we need that, we need that now. We don't have that now. Now all of a sudden, we're just this bad team that's only going to win 2 games. It really blows my mind.
Go ahead. Hey, Charlene, please do. Charlene, please be the secretary. I forgot what this man was just. He spit so much crazy stuff. I forgot what he just said. Dang, what he just said. Oh yeah. So how do we go from you not trusting Dak in the playoffs to saying what can we do to help him in the playoff?
Obviously, what we've done has not helped him, right?
Because
he looked lost. He looked out coached. He looked. I mean, come on.
obviously what a lot of
we lost.
What I asked you.
We lost to the youngest team in the NFL at home, where we were 16-0.
That's not what I asked you.
How can we get Dak to play better? It was stopping the run, and it was giving them a running game. That's what we already established that. Now, what are you saying, Fifth? Change it on me now. Let me hear it. Now what it has to be.
So listen, y'all. So now what has to be is get a new quarterback. He can't get it done. So when Dak is gone, that's when we'll talk about something like that again. But while he's here, he ain't winning us no Super Bowl. You said that plenty of times, but it don't matter no more. You sweep that under the rug. You said that plenty of times. You said it don't matter who we get. Now all of a sudden it matters who we get. Now it's who we can get in to help them in the playoffs. But before you said it didn't matter. You'd have got a name in Mile High and Shoelace. Yeah. You said, how do you overthrow a guy that tall? That's what you've been saying. The last 7-8 years of you has been saying Dak Prescott just ain't it no matter who's here. Now you want to say, how can we help him?
So how does all that play into want to have success in the playoffs?
Okay, I have a question.
Because you go ahead.
A million times, you have said the window has closed, and we all have agreed on it. The window for Dallas has closed. It was open, but it's completely shut. I just want to know in what moves, in your eyes, made the window that we still have a window open for a Super Bowl.
It's simple. Oh, super simple. George Pickens was the move. Getting fresh legs at running back, getting Tyler Booker in here. I think a lot of that solves the biggest need. If they didn't do that, if they kept the same, and I said this too, y'all just take what y'all want to take what Cowboy Corner say, but Cowboy Corner be talking. So I also said if they do, I said this in February, early March, if they do the same blueprint they did last offseason, this team is going nowhere. Nowhere. They did not do the same blueprint. They did not. They got George Pickens in here. They got fresh running backs in here because old-ass Zeke, right? Come on now. We've seen how that worked. You're going to tell me, guys, that they did the exact same blueprint last year, off-season, this year. And you're going to tell me that what they did this year is going to have the same results, 7 wins from last year? Y'all going to look at me in my face and tell me that, Savage.
Okay, you say they went
No, answer the question.
You say they went out and got right guard. Well, let's be honest. There wasn't a right guard on the team. Then we drafted running backs. Just does every single Sunday in the NFL, is there 3 running backs on the sidelines every single NFL game, every single Sunday? We had to draft running backs. We go into the draft lacking the entire position. Every 31 team does. They know what we're drafting because we go into next season. I bet it's a tight end first round. So you acted like so. We have zero void at that position. We have no choice but to draft that position, and because we draft those positions now just to fulfill a team. Now we're open. Now the window is back open for the Super Bowl, bro. That's I can't see that. Just you can't tell me since Dak took the reins, by far this is the most talented team. You can't. Not even close.
I like how you ignored my question though.
Because it goes in one ear and out the other.
And for you it did because I said the moves they made this year. You mean to tell me it's going to be the same result from the 0 moves they did last year?
Yeah, no playoff, no Super Bowl.
Like I said, we didn't have those positions on the team. We had no choice but to draft. So what did we do? We filled the roster. So that makes us – so we filled the roster because those positions were void, and that makes us back to a Super Bowl champ. And you wanted to cut the guy. You wanted to cut him.
We didn't get better? We didn't get better?
Listen, here's the point. And see, they do this. He
can't answer the question.
Crazy. Lincoln link with Junkie here. They do the same thing. He don't even see it. He's just like this dude now. He don't even see it.
Yeah,
We don't want to
And
get better.
you didn't play
Y'all
these
don't
teams
want to get
last
better.
year.
Y'all don't.
Hey,
Y'all don't.
Sergio, I don't want you talking until you show me the clip where I said
Well,
it was
it's
an
hard. It's
outdated
hard.
offense.
All I got is my phone, so I'm missing the stream when I'm pulling up
Hold
a
up.
YouTube app.
Hold
So
up.
that's why I'm gonna find it and send it to you.
I got Listen. How many times Junkie said, "Y'all don't care about the player. Y'all don't want to win. Y'all gonna be mad when Dak go out there and ball." Is Corner
Yeah.
not reiterating the same crap now? The same crap. He's saying the same stuff this dude was saying. We never said we don't want to win. We never said we didn't get better. We got on here when we got Pickens and said we all added at least 2 more games to the season. Whoop-de-doo. That means jack shit. Y'all care about a winning season. Oh, y'all so scared to say the word Super Bowl because y'all know we losers. That's why y'all don't want to say it. That's why y'all don't want to say it.
See,
That's the
because
goal.
it's June 8th.
It don't matter. You can't sit up here and say we can go 12-5 and we can't. Why can't true fans talk about the Super Bowl? That's our goal. We're not saying we winning. We saying we not ready for it. Because just because we win 2 more games this year, we can say we can win 2 more games without winning a playoff game.
But your 2 more games is ridiculous. You're thinking 5 to 7 wins.
All right.
That blows my mind.
There's 31 other teams in the NFL, but Jerry was the only one dumb enough to send a 3 and a 5 for 17 games. What other organization would have sent that compensation?
Savage, if they re-sign Pickens, I don't know what you're going to be talking about. If they extend Pickens somehow, form, or fashion, I don't know how 2026 going to work out for you.
That's the problem.
They could resign him, but they're gonna cut about 4 other players.
Why do we care about a 2026 draft pick right now?
Who else said that? Who else said that? Who else was on my channel and said we?
Where are we picking at, Fifth? If it matters so much, where are we picking at?
Just like the clown last night. Fuck those picks.
He said F those picks last night. Don't care about them picks.
Where are we picking? What number are we picking?
This is the only organization that don't care about those picks. Philly care. It helped them get Super Bowls. The Rams care. It helped them get Super. We the only ones that don't care because we think. Corner them think this year gonna be so big that next year picks won't matter. And when we sink this year, they're gonna wish we had them picks next year. Mark my word, they're gonna wish we had them.
Where are we picking next year in those picks?
What position is harder to find?
Blow me off.
Corner?
Come on.
Or a wide receiver too?
What draft order are we picking? What number are we picking next year?
It's about the picks, period.
Well, okay, so what about the picks are we picking?
They're telling throughout the whole draft. You can't try to use that because we just got running backs in the late rounds.
So you care about picks where you don't even know what we're going to do with them.
There's good picks through every round. We just said we got 5. Yo, listen. They missed the whole point. Adding 2 wins to your season don't mean jack. I'm just saying we got a little better.
In your opinion, they added 2 wins. Make sure you say that.
For my opinion, I'm only speaking for me. Slow down. Y'all always think people trying to see. That's y'all problem, bro. Listen, you being right don't get us to no Super Bowl. Don't get us to the promised land.
And you're being right,
you taking away from the debate factor and making it about this is exactly what's going to happen. That's what you've done now. You
haven't done that.
Able to debate difference of opinions to saying we don't want to win or we gonna be mad when we win. Since when have we done it? Why would I be mad when my team win? Why would I want my team in the playoff? That you can make those faces all you want, but that's what you've been doing on these last 4 or 5 lives. We gonna be mad when we gonna be mad. Why would I've never told you you'll be mad.
You're doing it right now.
I never said you're gonna be mad if we lose or win. I've never said that about no Cowboy fan, ever. But you just said when Dak do this, y'all gonna be mad. Why would I be mad if Dak winning? I go buy a Dak jersey. I just 2 years ago I was going crazy for Dak 2 years ago when he was going out balling game week by week. I was on my live going praising the dude.
Oh, careful!
So why would I change now? If Dak out there ball this year, I'm gonna do the same thing. See, y'all try to. I'm game by game, and I've always been. That's just it for me.
Mm-hmm.
So why do you have a 5 to 7 win team then if it's game by game?
Because we made a prediction on what we thought Pickens was. What did he add to this team? I said he probably give us 2 more wins.
So your predictions matters, but mine can't.
I never.
He didn't say that.
Interesting.
All right, man.
That's not what he said,
All right,
man.
Never said this man predictions didn't matter.
Porter
That's all
always
he
do
said,
that
bro.
shit, man.
He's
He
so
always
ridiculous.
adding words
That's
to shit.
ridiculous, bro.
He's ridiculous. I never said your opinion didn't matter. You've taken away the fun from debating about saying ridiculous crap like, well, y'all don't want to make the playoffs. If that ball, y'all gonna be mad. What?
That is pure manipulation.
Sounds like it.
That's pure
Look at that
Because
manipulation.
you're not bringing anything else to the conversation.
So, man, so my
Try to
opinion,
go to the other side of the coin.
yo, check this out, right? My opinion ain't changed for 8 years. But all of a sudden this year, my opinion on Dak ain't changed for 8 fucking years. But all of a sudden now, since he on the other side, I want to lose.
You just said you praised Dak 2 years ago.
I
So
said
now
my
you
opinion
just
of
said
him.
your opinion.
I said I praised him game by game. Listen, son. Listen.
So your opinion, little boy,
Of
did
Dak
not
as a
change.
quarterback. Of Dak as a quarterback overall. Has it ever changed? Have I ever said he can win us a Super Bowl?
So it's a cop out. It's oh my God. Do you hear yourself?
Yes.
You literally say you go game by game and you say
Yes.
Dak played good. The moment he plays bad, you're gonna run with it for 9 months out of the year that says he's a bad quarterback. But in the 16 weeks that he plays quote unquote good, you're gonna praise him. Do you not hear yourself?
So everybody, y'all don't let Corner manipulate y'all.
Do you hear that?
Everybody know what I mean. This is game by game. So listen. So if an actor has 3 bad movies, does that make him an overall bad actor or a good actor because he has a few bad? My favorite.
He probably ain't gonna get any more deals.
My favorite actor, Denzel Washington, has bad movies, but he's still my favorite actor. I've seen actors have good movies. That don't mean that they overall a good actor. I've always said that
movie analogies. Oh.
We always use analogies on this channel. Yo, me and you was just on Junkie Channel in March saying how Dak can never get it done. I've never changed my opinion on him as overall. I never said he could win it all.
Because you're game by game. That's right.
I've always been.
Right.
Name a time I wasn't. Tell me when I wasn't.
So when you go game by game and you say Dak played good one game and then he has a bad game the next, do you not change your opinion?
On him, I always say he was I never changed my opinion. I said Dak stink it up.
And then what do you say when he plays good?
He had a good game. Him.
So is that not a change-up?
For game by game, yes. Not him as an overall quarterback. Corner know this. Corner know this.
So check this out.
You're not convincing nobody on here. You're not convincing nobody of who I've been. Videos on my channel, who I've been for 8 years. You ain't changing my. You ain't changing.
This is what you're saying, Fifth. Can I say this point?
You know who I've been.
Can I change this point? Check this out. Check this out. Let's say this is how Fifth logic works in this situation. Hold on. Okay, but check this out. This is what's going to happen if this ever happens. So he plays good. Oh, Dak's playing good. He plays good. Dak's playing good. Oh, Dak's in the playoffs playing good. Dak's playing good. Dak wins a Super Bowl. Oh, Dak's good. Your whole 9 months before football says is Dak won a Super Bowl. Dak is good. But what you're hanging on to is Dak plays good. Dak plays good. Dak is bad. Dak is bad. Dak chokes in the playoffs bad. Oh, so what do you run that off season on? Dak is bad. That's your logic right now, Fifth. That's what you're saying. If Dak won a Super Bowl, you would say Dak's good the whole offseason, but he hasn't. So that's why you're going off the game-by-game cop-out. It's because you're saying Dak is bad. So you're going off the last game that you saw. So it blows my mind. It's definitely a change-up, and you have to admit that.
Yo, listen, y'all. Listen. So let me calm down because it's Sunday.
Pure manipulation.
Every video, pure manipulation, Eshan.
Manipulation.
Every year I've been on this YouTube. My perspective on Dak overall. I've got so many videos on my channel to my face about Dak not being a top. I got so many videos. Every video I've ever done during a game, halftime spiel, has been about what he's doing that day. Every single time. Now, mind y'all, Corner has sat on here and told people, "Hey, man, we only talk about what we see." But see, he's on a whole different roller coaster now, so he's saying something completely different. That's cool. I ain't never in my life sat up here and said Dak was a great quarterback, ever. Aunt Sister said a few weeks ago, if anybody get up here and said Dak is not a good quarterback, they lying.
Yeah.
We all never said Dak. We just said Dak couldn't get us. Even Corner said he's a regular season MVP.
Mm-hmm.
If that's not an assessment of who he is in game, I don't know what is. You just made a point that made no sense. If Dak gets us to a Super Bowl, he gets us there. What
are you going to say about the whole offseason? What are you going to say the whole offseason if he got us there and won it? What are you going to say the whole offseason?
So if Dak gets us to a Super Bowl and he's the sole reason of us winning the Super Bowl, I'm going to say
that was the sole reason.
What do you mean? Okay, by your analogy, I can use Trent Dilfer then, right? Can I use Trent Dilfer or no? I'm asking a question. Did he not win a Super Bowl? Was he not a part of that team? So you're saying Dak will be the main reason we win that Super Bowl? Because mind you, we're having a conversation right now. I'm him defending Dak. If y'all paying attention.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about I'm talking about your opinion change-up. Don't try to manipulate that. I'm talking about your opinion change-up.
Okay. Long as you know me, how have I graded Dak? Has it not been by what he done in the game?
But you're not understanding what I'm saying.
Nobody's understanding what you're saying.
Yes. Y'all just don't want to admit it because y'all are
I don't care about it.
You're on the
wrong or right. Don't do nothing for me.
Corner drinking the Kool-Aid train. That's what y'all are on.
Bro, wrong or right does nothing for me. This is opinion based, bro.
If Dak won the Super Bowl in 2026, you would not say June 8th, 2026. That you would not be saying this about Dak because you're game by game, right? You'd be like,
he just won a Super Bowl.
Exactly.
I'm basing Dak Prescott off his career so far.
So what you're saying here, when you're saying this game by game BS, that you don't change up, that you don't change your opinion, but you do because it's game by game. So you can only go off the bad taste that he left in your mouth, right? So then the entire offseason, he's what? A bad quarterback. But if he won the Super Bowl, what's going to change?
Quarterback.
And so what happened? It changes. So that's why it's a cop-out freaking statement what you're doing there.
How the fuck is me basing Dak's career off what he's doing as a cop-out?
How's that?
Because you're changing your opinion versus leave the Super Bowl out of it. If Dak plays good, you're saying Dak plays good. If Dak plays bad, you're saying Dak plays. Are you not changing your opinion?
So what is he
we all change our opinion on Dak.
What is he supposed to do?
If someone said to you, if someone said
he said his stance doesn't change, but it does change.
No, I didn't.
Check this out.
I said my stance on Dak as an overall quarterback has never changed. Ever.
Oh, now it's overall.
He's always said that.
One person said to you.
He know that.
I literally just explained
One
and I know
person
what he
said
said.
to you, you acted differently. You've taken over a whole new persona, speaking through new language, new everything. If one person said that to you, you could say, fuck that person. You don't know nothing. If 5, 6 people say that about you, you totally switched like a Houdini. Where there's smoke, there's fire.
What did I switch on? That I'm buying a new head coach. That I'm drinking the Kool-Aid of Schottenheimer. We have Dak. How can we get Dak to succeed? Is that not a logical question?
Wait a damn minute. I'm still tripping on how this man just tried to flip what the hell I've been doing about Dak Prescott.
You said it.
Yo, I ain't never in my life, and my whole channel is based on what I felt about Dak. So you can't just sit up here and lie right now. I always said I thought Dak was a middle of the pack quarterback that couldn't get us to the Super Bowl. I ain't never changed that. But if I'm watching him play a game, I'm gonna get on my channel and say he played good that day.
So that's not an opinion change-up? That's not an opinion change-up.
If you're watching a series and it's a bad episode, aren't you gonna say that episode good or bad? What are you talking about?
You said that your opinion on Dak hasn't changed, but it does change. But it does change.
Corner, me and you sat on here and said when he had good games and bad games.
Everybody know what you mean, Fifth.
You know what I mean? This same dude, the same dude that got up here and said he gave up on Dak after that playoff, that Seattle game.
Look,
This is hilarious.
Even Tim Couch played good every now and again. He won a couple games in the NFL. They were bad quarterbacks.
What you paying Champ? Because Champ is in the comments trying to get your attention so bad. The fake Champ. He's trying to get your attention so bad.
You can have good
because they're not kissing. I'm not like these other guys on the panel. I'm not going to kiss your ass. Well, I'm looking at the logical point here.
What you mean kissing ass? What the fuck?
Because they're all Because they're not looking at the two-sided token.
Who
They're just
kissing
going
ass?
off you. Obviously, there's a guy here
Man,
that is
don't
agreeing.
be disrespectful, bro.
Come
Keep
on
it,
now.
ain't nobody kissing. We grown men. Ain't nobody
Come
kissing
on
no
now.
ass. Don't do that.
Look at
We don't even talk
the
like that.
double-sided token.
Bro, don't disrespect nobody talking about kissing ass corner. We don't do that. You taking it too far.
Period.
Come
Point
on, bro.
blank.
Come on, man.
Even good
Not
quarterbacks
one of
have
you
bad
guys has
games.
look at the other side of the token. Not
Even
one
good
of you guys.
quarterbacks have bad games. We don't call them bad quarterbacks because they
No,
had one bad game.
Corner, let me ask you this.
That's
When me and Fifth disagreed about Micah on the last show, was I kissing his ass on the last show?
up, man.
Come on, man. Let's not.
Man, I'm done. Y'all got something to say. I'm done. Y'all ain't got nothing in the live. We ain't even talking about no ass kiss. We like, come on, bro.
No one has looked at the other side of the token.
They ain't got to agree with
No
you,
one.
man. The fuck?
No one has. No one has.
Hey, y'all ain't got nothing to say.
No one has.
This is insane. That
this is ridiculous, brother.
now you can't have a difference of opinion with corner without if you got anybody that agree with you, y'all must be kissing each other's ass all of a sudden.
That is.
I've said that from day one.
That's what they say
I've
over
said
there,
that from
man.
day one.
It's insane. Like we don't agree to the extent that you agree with the Cowboy changes.
No, we were talking about change-ups and how I'm the only one that looks at it because y'all don't want to look at it.
No.
If it's a debate and if it's a discussion, you would say, okay, I see X, Y, and Z's point. I see X, Y, and me and Fifth, we were talking about a deal the other day, and we talked on the phone. I said, dude, I like how you said that. That was actually a really good point. I can't remember that point. You guys won't do it. You guys won't do that. I've done it plenty of times. I said, I've agreed with that point. I understand that. Y'all won't do it. Y'all won't do it. And that's okay.
Corner, I sat there when they jumped on you about when you said you should keep Mike McCarthy. And they said that you said Mike McCarthy was a good coach. And I came to your defense and I said what you actually said was that since you extended Dak and Dak was playing well under Mike McCarthy, you might as well extend Mike McCarthy at the same time. I'm just speaking off of what was said and what I heard and giving my analysis. I don't know you guys personally to kiss anybody's ass.
Yes, man. For what? There's no reason.
I can log off right now and never sign back on the YouTube, and my life will be just fine. I'm not trying to kiss nobody. The thing is, everybody's opinion changed when we did the draft and when we got Pickens. Yours went more extreme than everybody else's. That we saw the other side of the coin. It just isn't as shiny as yours.
Have you talked about the other side of it?
There's still tarnish on the coin.
Have you talked about it?
You making it this newly minted, fresh, limited edition, once in a lifetime coin, and we're saying it's just the same coin. And they picked it up out the mud and they wiped it off, but it hasn't been cleaned yet. This team is not winning a Super Bowl, and that's the goal. And they're sitting up, and everybody wants to mortgage the future for 2025 like you were one or two players away. If we had just lost in the NFC Championship game, hell, if we were in a divisional round and they played tough and they lost on the last possession or something like that, I say, hell yeah, go out there, get rid of those picks. We are right there at the cusp. Let's go get some players. But we're not. We're 7-10. And when you got a team that's 7-10, you have to realize that you are not as talented as you thought you were. Whether that was on the coaching side or the player side, it's probably a combination of both. We probably had coaches that had their eye somewhere else after the season, and we had coaching that was insufficient and able to develop talent on this team. And then we also had some players that were just fucking lazy and didn't care about winning. They don't care about winning in Dallas. It's not the number one priority. We can't just sit up there and say in one offseason, everything around this team that we watched last year and the disintegration in the playoffs for the last fucking 20 years, all of a sudden it's changed because they brought in a first-time head coach that hasn't even coached his first game. And all of a sudden now we think that this is the season
for a first-time head coach, having coached his first game, we mortgaged the entire future of the Dallas Cowboys behind because he went out and did golf and they learned how to do a Greek dance and putt and all of that shit. I don't see it. I don't understand it. And you could be right. And I will jump on this channel and I'll be like, yo, I didn't see it. Corner saw it. Props to Corner. And if they lose, I'm going to still be pissed off because they didn't do what they were supposed to do. So I will be happy for you, Corner, if they make it to the playoffs. Even if they don't get to the Super Bowl, I'm like, yo, Corner saw something I didn't see. Yo, maybe he's more in depth to what am I missing that I didn't see this coming. But at the same time, we don't know, and you can't devalue somebody else's opinion because they're going off of the historical data of the Cowboys versus the hype machine that comes up every single offseason around this team. Every single offseason, we got the perfect draft picks to get our team over the hump. Every single one of them is potential Pro Bowlers. We got to get realistic around this team. I mean, half of the draft picks probably won't even make the team.
Let's be honest. We were 29th in stopping the run. Is George Pickens going to play one tech? What have we done? What have we done except Jay Toya? We're putting all our eggs in one basket.
Everybody was excited with Marty Smith 2 years ago. Hey, yo, we finally got a defensive tackle in the first round. We're focusing on stopping the run. How did that work out?
All I'm saying is
we replaced the Hall of Fame. We replaced the Hall of Fame left tackle with a first round pick. How did that work out?
But that's
your star cornerback tore his ACL and then tore his meniscus in the following year after getting a contract. Terrence Steele gets a contract, tears his ACL. Zach Martin gets a contract. He retired. Durant Bland is up for a contract. He's injured. Josh Butler, overshown. Micah Parsons missed time last year. Hooker needs to go. Wilson needs to go. Your best player is your damn kicker. He's the most reliable, consistent player on the team. Dak Prescott gets a new contract. He gets injured. CeeDee Lamb gets a new contract. He gets injured. This team, and trying to say that we won 7 games last year, you did not play these teams. These teams are different than the teams you played last year. You're not going to play Cleveland. You have to play a lot of playoff teams. And Dak Prescott does not play well against playoff teams. You brought in a 50-50 ball wide receiver, and Dak Prescott does not throw 50-50 balls. I just don't see the shiny end of the other side of the corner. If it works out, Corner, I will jump on your channel and you can go silent for 5 minutes, and I will tell you how right you are. You can clip it, and you can play it every single time I log on.
You could say the same thing for me. I'll do the same exact thing. I don't give a fuck.
I'm not rooting against the Cowboys. I'm not rooting against the Cowboys. I'm stating what I see. And what I see is a team that needs to rebuild the core part of this team, and they need to get players in here that give a fuck about winning. Our star players have came out in the past, including the quarterbacks, and said, if losing a football game is the worst thing that happened to me, then I've lived a pretty good life, which in the big perspective of things is true. But that's not the mentality that you want your quarterback to have. I don't think these guys miss 1 ounce of sleep when they lose a game because there's no accountability to correct errors. We have been dealing with the same fucking dumbass penalties. And like I said, you could deal with an effort penalty where somebody got out of position and they held, or a pass interference to save a touchdown or something like that. But how many fucking times is Micah Parsons going to line up in the neutral zone and false start? Where's the accountability for the defensive line coach, if he's a defensive lineman, or a linebacker coach, or fuck the defensive coordinator to get on the phone and tell his ass to back the fuck up and quit lining up in the neutral zone? When that shit was happening with the Kansas City Chiefs, when they started enforcing the tackles lining up in the backfield this past year, he did it twice. Andy Reid, they showed it on TV. Andy Reid said, tell him to move the fuck up. Why isn't these things being fixed? And it's not just one coach. This shit has been going on consistently across multiple coaches since Bill Parcells left. He was the only one that tried to enforce some type of discipline with these fucking penalties. You got Kent Cupcake with Wade Phillips, Jason Garrett, the right guys. You got Mike McCarthy got these dudes sleeping in their own house the day before the game, probably up all night, messing around with their wives and shit, not focused on the fucking game. That's
No,
why we
they
couldn't even
told
win
their
at home.
wives they were sequestered to go to a hotel. That's what they
You,
told their wives.
you couldn't even win at home because they the whole night before they not focused.
They're out to 6 a.m.
Yeah.
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 This team got a lot to fix, and unfortunately, some of it don't even have anything to do with fucking football. There's a mentality around this team that as long as the dollars keep coming in, the owner ain't worried, so I ain't worried.
Yep.
Until that dollar value starts to drop of the team,
There is
then
no time.
Jerry Jones might give a fuck about winning and make the right decision. Now, Shotty could come out and he could be a real fucking beater. He can go 14-3. And go deep in the playoffs every single fucking year like his dad, or his dad didn't go deep in the playoffs, but he can be consistently in the playoffs and maybe he can get us over the hump. But I can't make that call without watching the guy was a quality control analyst or some shit like that a couple years ago. And now he's a head coach. Has he called a play in the last 5 years? One play. If he has, okay. But he hasn't done it in Dallas. If he was a part of putting together that offense from last year, then there's problems. I understand that you have to kneel to the head coach who's calling the plays, but damn, was his opinion that low that they wouldn't change anything? And now he's the head coach. So he went from his opinion didn't matter in the offensive room to now he's the head coach.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it like you do, Corner. But like I said, if you are right, I will get on the channel and be like, yo, Corner's right. I didn't see it. Props to Corner. Love and respect. That's the end of my rant.
Eshan, you got something?
No, man. It's look. I just don't like. It's like I've been saying, and like we've been saying for the longest time. I just don't buy that there's a culture change, man. Just Schottenheimer can only do so much. Jerry Jones is at the top of the ladder, and I just don't see anything being different as long as he's our owner, and he's infused this team with shit for the past 29 years, frankly. And so I just don't see that it being any different with Schottenheimer. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Whether you were directing it at me or everyone on here, it doesn't really matter. But I have so much more better things to do with my life and my time than to kiss someone's ass over a Dallas Cowboy football team. It means nothing to me on that level. So, look, I'm not even going to go down that route. But it's just, dude, I just don't think that this team is ready, man. And we're not ready to 12-5. It may end up happening. Who knows? But in my opinion, I just don't think we're ready. This team is ready, man. And that's just what it is. So for me, I'm like AD said, I'm going to be the fly on the wall. Just watch and see what happens. But I've been burned way too many times by this football team to get emotionally invested in this up until they show me something on the field on game day. At this point, I'm just going to talk about it, and then that's just what it is. But all this stuff about, oh, we're going to do 12-5, we're going to do 7-9. At this point, it's anybody's guess. No one fucking knows. So, like, I'm not going to get down that road, man. But I just don't see it being any different. That's just what my opinion on all this is.
Yeah, I don't see nothing changing.
Yeah.
And definitely not this year.
No.
With a guy that has never been in this position, and Brian Schottenheimer, and going up against some of the top head coaches in the league this year. I'm not going to anoint him with that at all. I just can't. He ain't showed me nothing. I don't know this man. I can't go off no track record. He's been in the background. Even when he was OC, he didn't even call plays over here. You know what I'm saying? Even on the Mike McCarthy, he didn't call one single play. So, I'm not going to do that. I don't care how anybody feels. And for the record, nobody kisses nobody's ass on my channel. We've all disagreed.
I hate when he said that. I got to be honest.
We've all disagreed with each other. I ain't gonna disrespect nobody because they got a different opinion than me, man. I don't care about that. None of that stuff makes us win no football games. It don't contribute to nothing. The point with debate stop being fun and start being like that, I won't even do them. You know, I just get on here to talk football, man. And not Mike McCarthy. Schottenheimer just ain't done nothing for me. After his season this year, I can probably think of maybe the type of coach he might be. You know, over the next 3 or 4 years, however long we got, he might not even last that long if he's not good. I just don't see a new head coach being able to do much with a quarterback like Dak Prescott. I just don't see it. You know, if you ain't had the respect to let him call plays as the OC, I don't understand what you saw in him. You know, as far as letting him be the head coach, it was an in-house hire. If McCarthy would have stayed, Schottenheimer would still be in the background. Point blank. Period. He would not be calling plays. So I'm not going to anoint him. If he come out there and he show out, so be it. So be it. But for right now, no way. Shotty was up for the game plan. Yeah, he was helping them all right. Turning that sun virus to the back. So I'm just not gonna do it. For me, I don't care what they like. When I came over here and when Al Harris took over, and he had them guys looking like crap. I said, dang, it's on my live. I said maybe Al Harris was getting the credit because he was on the sideline high-fiving those guys after picks and stuff like that. And the real mastermind behind it was up in the box. I said that on my live. I don't care about that, man.
And people was dogging uncensored over it.
Bro, he was saying, yeah, I don't care, man. I'm listen, man. I'm about winning, bro. My opinion ain't changed for 8 years. I stand on what I stand on. That's why a lot of these content creators don't like me, because I ain't never changed, and I say what I say boldly, and I'm never gonna change. You know, they call it 80 negative now, but you know I used to be the guy that got that tag. I still am sometimes, but I don't know. Corner, you got something to
say? Nothing to say at all.
Savage, you got something? No. All right. We're going to get out of here if ain't nobody else got name. Salute for everybody for coming on. We out.
Peace.